build your own fighting style. So
That sounds pretty awesome, actually.
yeah, it's more about fighting other players, and like beating the story is more of like just the tutorial. It's like 4.5 hours of let's make sure you're not going to get your skull caved in, and then you can fight people.
Also,
Your description-
we are live right now. So before we continue this conversation about Absolver, I suppose we should say hello to the people and let everybody know all the funny voices that are talking. So, hi, I'm DK. I'm here every week. MGL Blaze, also here every week. Say hello, MGL.
Hello, Blaze.
I said say hello, MGL, but that's fine. That's fine. And then we also have a very special guest, Brozime, if you want to introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. I make Warframe content also, and
Yeah.
among other things,
Where do you make this Warframe content?
YouTube and on Twitch. Although Twitch is usually a wider variety of things, YouTube is pretty strictly Warframe.
Yeah, I'm
And
kind of the
it's
same way
Brozime on
with,
both.
Also, thank God it. I don't know if you knew this, but I think it was on the 72-hour charity stream. You were on right after me, and I remember I was like, "Oh yeah, Brozime is up next," and there were a lot of people that were like, "No, DK, it's not Brozime, it's Brozime," and I was like, "Oh my God."
You were super right the first time though.
Okay, I was like, oh my God, I've been saying it wrong this whole time, and nobody corrected me, and I feel so awful. But
However,
like, I mentioned
stream
this,
chat, as always, was full of shit.
and I remember I mentioned this yesterday on my stream, and everyone was like, "No, dude, you were fine. His currency is
But,
called
like, I
like
mentioned this
Zimes
as always
Dimes.
was
Like, it
bullshit.
can't
Yeah.
be Zeme.
And
There's no
I
way."
remember I mentioned
Yeah, no,
this, like,
definitely not.
And I was like, "Okay, good. I haven't been saying it wrong this whole fucking time."
Oh, dude, don't worry about it. It's like an 80-20 split on like people. Oh, that's that alarm that went off to make sure I was awake. 1 second.
I have the same thing. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
I have like an 80-20 split on like people I host. I'm like, all right, let's see. Well, how does this person go for it?
Right.
And like, it doesn't make me mad or anything. It's just interesting to see which way people go.
Yeah, well, because I saw it and I was like, okay, it looks like it's spelled kind of like dimes, so it's got to be Brozime, like a dime.
Yep.
And then when people were like, no, it's Zeme, I was like, what? What's going on with my life? Nothing is real anymore. So I'm glad we got that all sorted out.
Oh yeah.
Now the chat's just gonna be like, dude, it's totally Brozime.
Oh
This
yeah.
Brozime doesn't know how to say
Akira.
something.
Oh god.
Rosa mime.
Yep. Finn Kana just subscribed for the $4.99 sub tier. Thank you so much for that. Shy sends her love, as do we all. Brozime the meme.
This is
Yep.
this is a very buff Chroma right now.
Well, yeah, it's a Kaiju Chroma, so it's significantly larger than all the buildings. Actually,
It's
Holy
about as
sh-
buff as it's gonna get.
Yeah, it's not gonna get much more buff than that. I mean, if he reaches his hand up, he's gonna grab the sun.
Yeah, this is definitely not like the classical sized Godzilla. Like it is. This is the new version.
This is Godzilla's papa. Like,
Yeah.
damn. I mean, jeez, he's gonna sneeze and topple over
Yeah.
like the Empire State Building.
Like Godzilla's about to walk up, and Chroma's gonna be like, "Don't talk to me or my son ever again."
Godzilla's gonna walk up and say, "Hello, kneecap."
Yeah.
Jesus.
Briefly back to Absolver. I'm looking at the Steam page. I would like it. I'm not sure where the Dark Souls elements come in, but definitely from the constructing your moveset, I would like it in more to God hand than Dark Souls.
Oh yeah. The combat itself is not very Dark Souls. It's more of the structure of the world.
Ah.
Like you like it's an open world, and you can kind of go any direction and fight the bosses in like a relatively pretty much whatever order you want, and it's very vague with like the lore of the world. The setup is more Dark Souls-y than the actual like fighting itself.
So
Also-
what happens if you die, quote unquote?
If you die, you go back. That's straight up like they're bonfires, but they're made of stone.
All right, fair enough.
Or alternatively, because players don't invade you. They are just hanging out and are around and can help you or fight you. They can just pick you up. They can revive you.
Nice.
So
Also, Finn
semi-Dark
kinda-
Souls, not quite. It's kind of a weird. It's kind of a weird combination. You
Yeah.
were saying, DK?
Oh, Finn kind of asked if sub-emblems were coming, and actually, I don't believe affiliates can have sub-emblems. I believe that's one of those partner-exclusive things. So, at the moment, I don't think Shy can even have a sub-emblem, even if she wanted one. Also, Solomon Prime, thank you for the $4.99 sub. Yep.
This is a very adorable cat right now.
Cat.
I think everybody knows what to do if you have the emote. I mean, I feel like now is very clearly the appropriate time to spam the ever-loving fuck out of the Lard Cat emote, since, you know, there he is. Yeah, it's good to see Lard Cat. Feel free to continue on about Absolver.
Three-lander is chanting, "Sit on art, sit on art."
Yeah. So yeah, I had like a bit goal to set up because people were interested in watching me play Absolver, and we did it on stream, and we played through like the entirety of, like I said before, the PvE stuff is only about like 4.5 hours worth of content if you do not continuously die. So we went
what
through
you're
that.
saying is you spent like maybe 6 hours on the
Oh no,
PvE.
it only took me. We started from like past the tutorial stuff, so it only took me like 5 in total.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
I figured
Like,
for me it'd probably take about 10 hours with
Oh,
all
I'm
the
sure
dying
it'll
I'd
be
be doing.
But yeah, I played it on stream, and like the overall like impression was that like it was very very short for how much it costs, because it's like $30. But yeah,
Hard sell.
yeah, but it is. I've been finding myself going back to it and just kind of just running around and like learning all like the new moves and stuff, and having a good time with it is just like a thing that I play when like things are rendering and stuff.
Gotcha. Although I guess if the online is expansive enough and there are enough people to play with, then that in itself could be worth the 30. And it's not necessarily about the story; it's more about like, you know, the online play, like a fighting game. Fighting games don't have great stories to them; those are still like, you know, maybe 4 hours or so. But it's more about, you know, get good scrub play online.
And it's definitely it scratches the itch of the fashion frameness, because all like there's so much armor. I have so much armor, and it's so hard to decide how I want to look.
Oh, just
So it
like
definitely
in
does
Dark
that.
Souls.
Yep.
Just like in Dark Souls.
Shy kind of beat us to it, but Apalanodjica, thank you for the Twitch Prime subscription. Mac Jerry, the Lord of Memes, and Retikizzle, thank you for the bits.
What he said. Goodbye, Lard Cat. Aw, poor Lard Cat. We barely knew ye.
I
hey,
want to play. I
Bros,
want to play
any
God Hand
chance?
again.
Any chance on a refresh video on Rhino builds?
For Rhino, I mean, so I've been mulling that over, but not for a good reason.
Oh no!
My builds are pretty much up to date, barring like one tech choice, basically.
Okay.
But I redid my Rhino fashion, so what if I did a video anyways?
You can. I mean,
Yeah.
Fashion Frame is just as good a reason to do a video as any.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
for sure.
You know, if you got a new look, maybe get one of the new Tennogen. Well, I don't think.
Oh, that's what happened.
I'm trying to remember what Tennogen Rhino even has.
Oh, he's got oh man, I can't remember the name of
I
it.
know he's got the kind of battle damaged one.
Yeah, that one. I remember what its name is.
It's like it starts with a V, I think.
Oh, Vojnik.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Oh, Lard Cat is back to ruin the drawing.
Lord Cat's helping. I'm
Lord-
helping.
Yep. Or at least that's what he thinks.
Yeah, the Vojnik skin with the I always want to call it the Tartarus helmet, but I know that's wrong.
It might be. Well, I guess we're not drawing at the moment.
Well, yeah.
There goes Shy's super
Decisions
expressive
have been made.
hands.
This has just become a Lardcat stream. So
I mean, I guess
enjoy.
now we know like
Social pattern.
what defeats Chroma, right? I mean,
Yeah, Kaiju Chroma is no match for Lardcat.
yeah, pretty much.
Although if anything was gonna beat Chroma, of course it had to be an adorable cat.
Ah, it's the Warlust helmet that I have on my Rhino. I feel like Tartarus would be such an appropriate name for it, though.
Also, I like how people are sort of resigned to never getting Shy's bill, so they're asking for yours instead.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well, didn't Shy actually give her Rhino build?
That's what I saw.
No.
In a very joking video, she
Ah.
actually pulled out the Rhino plush and wrapped it in tinfoil.
Oh,
for
that's
Iron
right.
Skin.
That's right. Of course, she trolled everybody about the Rhino build. Why wouldn't she? I started enjoying Rhino once I started using his reinforcing stone.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I don't do a whole lot of like super duper end game stuff. Like I don't usually go like for, because I don't really do raids. I don't really go for like long
Like
periods of
hour
time.
defenses and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Makiaj, the Lord of Memes, thank you for the bits.
Because I just get really bored of like hour-long defenses, and I don't know if it's just because I'm super ADHD. I'm just like, I need to do something. I can't just sit in this corner and camp for 3 hours. But yeah, if you're not doing like stuff like that, then reinforcing stomp is great. But obviously, if I was cool stuff, that might be bad.
Yeah, I
Solomon
usually
Prime,
go with
thank you for
the
bits.
2 of his other augments. Obviously not his 3rd augment, because it doesn't do anything worthwhile, but his 1st and 2nd augments,
Yeah,
those combined are just mean.
they are.
Yeah, you just have the EHP of 3 in Aros, and you're just like, I'm just hanging out.
Yeah, I remember that was a thing, and I remember doing that for a little bit, and then I stopped, and I was just like, I don't want to do this. I just want to reinforcing stomp and just sit here all day.
I wonder why they even bothered including Piercing Roar. It's like, hey, reduce enemies' damage by 30% for 5 seconds.
Yeah, it's like
Great idea.
It's like use this augment, or alternatively, the augments that are objectively better.
Or just anything.
Yeah, like even under the circumstances where you dunk all of your duration and are constantly spamming that's not good.
Seems good. Thank you for the Twitch Prime subscription. Everybody appreciates it. Shy does, I do, Blaze does. Everybody does. When Nidus was first released, dying took 10 stacks, now it takes 15. It sure does. And I don't think it makes that big of a difference.
I suppose it's more costly, so it encourages you to run around a bit more, but it's still very easy to get up those stacks.
I guess it also depends on what kind of mission you're playing.
Oh, the
Nidus kinda
Nidus stacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, short-term missions. Like Nidus is still like good, but he never gets close to his like actual potential on any kind of mission that doesn't take more than 10 minutes.
I was gonna say, for exterminates, it's rough being Nidus.
Yeah.
It's really rough. Those
I-
stacks do not come very quickly. But if you're in like a survival or a mobile defense or something like that, then it's great.
Yeah. Yeah, just because it's more so about like his competition, because like what else are you gonna see in an exterminate? It's like that Equinox, like you're gonna get no stacks, man.
None.
Or like an Ember.
Yeah, or Ember is just and especially at low levels. Like Nidus is
Oh,
in his
God,
most
yeah.
happy environment whenever enemies cannot be killed.
Oh god,
Well,
yeah.
not easily.
Well, yeah.
Then he can really stack up those stacks. But yeah.
Yeah.
The fact that his virulence restores his own energy is also a big part of it.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah,
you
it's
can just
wonderful.
keep chaining it. Nidus is really good.
Oh, yeah. If they ever make it to the point where you can cast multiple of his 3 on enemies, it's gonna be game over.
Yeah.
Like, that would be insane.
Honestly, I usually cast 3 on my allies because the power strength bonus is really nice.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Because, yeah, to be fair, in like the cases where you actually needed the survivability from casting it on an enemy, you got a few other things to worry about.
pretty sure everything
Like
works
like
best
running
against
out of
infested.
stacks.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's true. Everything kind of... Is there anything that really doesn't work well against the infested? It seems like for the most part. I mean, there are optimal things to use against the infested, but it's like...
Yeah.
There's nothing that really does bad against the infested.
Impact damage isn't really great against the infested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but impact damage is not like particularly good against really anything.
Yeah, it's
That-
good against
that has any-
shields, but that's about it.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say impact is for like Corpus.
Oh, apparently impact is just neutral against the infested. Never mind.
Oh, well, there you go. Even impact doesn't care about the
Yeah.
infested.
Well, it's more so that like Corpus and Infested don't really have the bulk to survive like a sufficient amount of any damage type.
Mhm.
Although I do know the infested tend to resist viral and toxin in some cases. Like especially toxin ancients just make
Well.
them immune to toxin.
Oh yeah, by far.
Oh, toxin. Well, that's true. Mag is bad with infested. Poison just goes right through overshields.
Yeah, Mesa has a few problems with Infested, though it's particularly Toxin. Although I guess that's true of Grenier now because the Nox is around.
Yeah.
The Noxes are only an occasional unit, although they are very tough.
Yeah. Though to be fair, it's not like Mesa can't just be like, and you're dead. Is this Nox not above level 100? And goodbye.
It's dead. Yep. Bye. Poor Mag. I don't think Shy will ever agree to poor Mag. I think if we're talking about Mag getting like crushed and poisoned and slowly bleeding to death,
Okay.
I think Shy's on board with that line of thought.
I want Mag so badly to be good.
I think everybody does.
Alas. I
Well,
just looked
except
it up.
Shy. Shy just hates Mag.
Viral and toxin are resisted by half by one type of infested, but actually radiation and cold are quite bad against the infested.
Could it be possible to see Nidus Prime by 2020?
Oh,
Yeah,
by 2020
actually.
for sure.
Yeah, because I think it takes, about 2 years before someone's prime term comes up?
I think it's about right. It kind of depends on like the popularity of the Warframe though, as the Christmas one usually is a shuffle.
Kameda
Well,
von Chrome.
Nidus-
Yes, Shy does have a
Nidus
boyfriend.
is
It's
popular
DK.
enough.
Speaking of which, what do you guys think are the chances that we are actually going to get Zephyr Prime this Christmas? I'm
It's-
banking on pretty low.
I don't know. I'm probably pretty low because I think Zephyr needs a rework,
Yeah.
and I don't think.
And if her rework isn't like Limbo quality,
Oh yeah, everybody's gonna lose their fucking mind because
yeah.
everybody wants a big deal Zephyr rework. They
Yeah.
don't want this. They don't want this Hydroid revisit shit. They want a full-blown Limbo-esque rework, and if they don't get it, I think there's gonna be a fucking rebellion.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like especially because you had the Limbo rework go so well. Like they overtuned him and then brought it back a little bit, and he's in a
Mhm.
solid spot now, and that's a good way to go. But then like the severe undertuned states that Oberon and Hydroid came out in, like ugh.
Yeah, that rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. So, hopefully they do the overtuning and then maybe undertuning of Zephyr, or just I don't know if they could get him right the first time. I don't know.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, either way, or yeah, her, of course. Either way, I feel like just going with trying to make it too good at first, I feel like is always the right way to go. Because if a Warframe is too good and then you nerf it, people go, "Oh yeah, of course, of course,
it needed that. Yeah,
yeah, it was killing everything on the map in 1 second. You can't have that. That's silly."
yeah. And then you can just kind of rein it in. Better to be too good than not good at all.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I'm hoping for Mirage Prime because I've always been kind of a Mirage fanboy anyway. So,
I'm thinking it's gonna be either Equinox or Mesa, and I'm really hoping for Mesa.
Mesa would be nice. Mesa would be really nice. Mesa Prime, I think everybody would lose their goddamn mind.
Oh, for sure.
You would,
That'd
but
be
I think
crazy.
I think it's Zephyr and I can't remember which one came first, but next female primes are due to be Zephyr and Mirage. Yes.
But like he was saying, sometimes they do mix it up.
Yeah, like Nova came way before she was due.
Yeah, that is true.
And
it seems to me that Nova seems to be like that one exception to the rule. Like there was never really another
Valkyrie
frame.
as well.
Oh, what did Valkyrie?
Yeah,
right.
both for Christmas.
That's right. Valkyrie was kind of, and that was Christmas.
Like, that's what makes me think that we're not getting Zephyr. Also, if they do one of, like, the other 3 Warframes, they can just not have a rework on their plate for the holidays.
That would probably be best for them. To not have a rework on the holidays.
Yeah, to do, like, early next year, hey, here's a rework and a Prime. And then just not have to worry about reworking a Warframe.
Like an actual rework.
Yeah.
It really is, DK? I thought it was a joke. Nope, that's really me. It's just you've caught me at a very early point in the morning, and yeah. That's why I'm not as hyperactive as I am in my videos.
Mesa is a Warframe that's super good, but you don't see in a lot of parties. I feel like that's mostly because farming Mesa is kind of a huge pain for most people.
Oh god, yeah. Farming Mesa is a pain in the ass for, like, everybody.
Yeah, like, I got super lucky and got her in 4 runs.
Wow.
But that is not the norm. Yeah.
I mean, I legit bought Mesa. Because I think that was before I was part of the, Day 1 access thing.
Yeah, same.
So I just bought it. I was just like, I did the quest, and I was like, let's see, how do I actually get this thing? Oh, I have to farm these goddamn keys, and then I have to farm these Nope, I'm just buying it.
Farm keys from invasion missions even, so that's a pretty slow process.
Yeah, I'm glad they eventually changed it to include those coordinates in the derelict, but at launch it was like, oh man.
And
then,
well,
honestly, back then,
box.
Before Day 1 access, I bought all the new frames anyway, because I was like, okay, everybody on my channel seems to like this whole Warframe shtick, so I gotta get on the new shit, like, ASAP, so fuck it. If I gotta spend $20 to buy the frame, I'll probably make that back just off the new frames videos, so do it. Just do it.
Yeah, I usually always end up doing the farm anyway. Like, of course, I got Harrow in, like, the Day 1 access, but I did the farm anyway.
I find
just because people were complaining. Man, can you believe people were complaining about the part that comes from corrupted enemies on Harrow?
That's so funny now.
Like, it's so ridiculous.
I was gonna say, I hadn't heard anybody complain about that part, just because every time I do any kind of relic mission, always get it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Single goddamn time. So I was just like, nobody's gonna complain about this. People are gonna complain more about the Kuva spy mission one.
Oh yeah. Well,
you underestimate people's stupidity.
Yeah, the thing about it is people were only complaining for the first 24 hours.
Brownie SXXX, thank you for the Twitch Prime subscription.
So before anyone knew how easily it dropped, basically.
Yes, so they put it out and they're like, it's a 3% drop from corrupted enemies, and everyone was like, what's 3% drops? GE, what is this? And they didn't take into account that they're idiots and there are hundreds of corrupted enemies.
Yeah.
It's like farming Oberon parts, basically.
Yeah, it's even more than that in some cases.
I was gonna say, I probably get more of those Harrow pieces than I get Oberon pieces, man.
Yeah.
Every relic mission. So, yeah. I hadn't, like I said, I hadn't actually heard anybody complain about, although I tend to avoid the forums, so...
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
I usually stick to the Reddit.
I usually go to Reddit for their recap of the dev stream. They usually have a pretty in-depth one, so I'll just like kind of glance over it and see if, like, you know, before doing an episode, if I missed anything or anything like that. And I'll have it open in my second screen just to have like a comprehensive like list of like what was said and if I missed anything. So.
Yeah.
For farming Harrow, I had a fairly average time of it. I got the spy part fairly quickly, I think within 3 runs, but the defection run was painful. It took me like 12 or 15 defection runs, something like that. So I definitely had a lot of shitty luck on that side.
Yeah, I think I got the spy one in the first run that we did, and then
Wow.
I think we
First
got.
run?
Oh yeah, it was just like, let's go do this, and I was like, what rotation is it? And then it was just in the rewards. I'm like, never mind.
I have still yet to see the Kuva Spy hero piece, honestly. And I mean, I wouldn't say I do it all the time, but I do it enough that I was like, I should have seen that by now. But not that I personally care because I've already got hero, but still, it's
Yeah, it's the unfortunate side of variance, like sadly.
Sure.
It's the roughly 11% chance for the third vault.
Yeah. Beyond defection, the worst thing about defection, like I wouldn't. So, with the, for example, Octavia farm, where you have to get the part from ODS. ODS has like exclusively rewards that I want, and after you get the Octavia part that's there once, then that becomes like a poor reward, and everything else is what you want. So, if defection was more like farming the Octavia part, I feel like people wouldn't have as much of a problem with it. But as it stands right now, after you've got that hero part, like, what do you even go to defection for?
The chance of getting one of the new Bane of Corrupted mods, like, yes. But I did a whole bunch of those runs before I could get the hero part, and I think I only got one of those mods, so that's not really worth it either.
Yeah, exactly. And like, I think those are only on rotation B also, and rotation A is just nothing.
Rotation A is garbage.
Speaking of rotations, it's
Oh,
fidget
man.
spinner time.
Oh god.
It wouldn't be a shy stream without fidget spinners, though.
Oh wow, what a fucking laugh. Each of the Bane of Corrupted mods is 5.6% on rotation B.
Yeah.
And rotation A, you have a 25% chance of 240 endo, which is not great.
Yeah. I feel like the drop tables for missions that are endless really need just a huge overhaul in general, to not have so much stuff that's just like, oh, you got rewarded with nothing.
Oh, by the way, 75% chance for 3,000 credits or less.
Yeah. Nothing.
Because
That's
fuck
brutal.
you, that's why.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fucking brutal.
Although,
Also, Lord Cat
honestly,
is back.
If you have the emote, you gotta spam it, please.
honestly though, the 3,000 credits is pretty good compared to singular vitality.
Oof.
One vitality is still worth a little bit of endo at least.
I mean, 5 endo or 3,000 credits.
They're both pretty fucking worthless, but I'd rather take that little bit of endo.
I guess.
Although they're still
funny.
garbage.
I forget what I needed the endo for. I think it was for one of my primed mods or something, and I had I think I had over 1,000 vitalities. That was a nice chunk of endo.
Oh yeah.
That was a really nice chunk of endo.
I mean, they'll add up
Those
over
fucking
time.
Lame mods that you just kind of, you don't realize that you got them. And then you realize there's like fucking 6 billion of them sitting in your foundry, and it's like, damn, that is a shitload of endo sitting around there.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate though that like for those vitalities that you broke down, maybe 100 of them are actually from like mission rewards, and most of them are just coming from enemies.
Oh yeah.
God, wow. Asshole, man.
This goes on the floor.
What a dick.
What a dick! What a fucking dick! Everything just kicked
Oh, man.
everything off the table.
Except for the fidget spinner.
Of course,
Of course.
except the fidget spinners. The fidget spinners are the only thing that survived.
And now everything's upside down.
Oh man.
Oh no, poor Shy. Poor Shy. Hashtag Swift, yep. Hey DK, remember me from the Hydroid stream? Vaguely. The name sounds familiar. Kind of hard to forget a name like Bear Bomb. Kind of hard to forget a name like that. Kaiju Cat?
Shy is not happy.
I'm uncertain if all of that was the cat or if there's also an earthquake happening.
I think it was mostly the cat.
That fucking cat!
Oh man.
Goddamn cat. Not Kama. I remember you. Like, those are some difficult names to forget. Don't give up, Shy. Nope. Kaiju Chroma's coming along nicely.
Mm-hmm.
You know, still looks like it's in the inking process, but I'm interested to see how she's gonna color it.
Yeah.
And
Like I wonder if it's going to get like your classical Godzilla or Chroma's regular stuff.
Oh yeah.
Or
if
other.
if she's just gonna go like full on red, or if she's gonna like green it up, or. DK, do you think Chroma should get buffed?
Oh, for sure.
Well,
Spectral screen
I
is garbage
suppose
and could
so.
use some changes. Like,
I was gonna
allow
say-
it to proc status chance much more frequently at the very least.
because the reason I questioned it at first, I was like, well, but he's so tanky, and then I was like, well, but I never use his 1 or his 4.
Yeah, his 1 and his 4 are like
'cause
abjectly terrible.
The
His
scream
4
is
at least has some
awful.
niche uses, but
Yeah,
yeah,
the
the
4
screen
is-
is
the 4
completely terrible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
effigy could kind of be used, but yeah, his Spectra Scream is awful. It's terrible. All I
JB
ever do
fit-
is... No, go ahead.
JB5010, thank you for the $5 subscription.
Also, honestly, for him to be able to keep up with like the other tanks in the game, like the consistency of Rhino and Inaros, for example, his 2 and his 3 should probably really be recastable.
Oh, that'd be so nice if they were recastable. And you have to wait for them to end.
Yeah, like allowing you to like just spend the energy preemptively to keep your buffs on your 3 as Chroma. Like,
I would love that so much.
it would really help out a lot with him being like a more long game thing, because at some point you're going to get one shot by everything, and then that completely nullifies your need to restore your bonuses.
Yeah. That would be really nice. Chroma's 1 used to be good in Conclave. Oh, I never played Conclave, so I couldn't tell you if it was ever good there. I remember the only
I
thing
guess I
that
could
made
see
me
that.
sort of want to play Conclave was I really wanted the Celestia Syandana.
Oh, I wanted the Celestia Sindana until I heard that you have to do Conclave dailies like pretty much every week in order to keep it alight.
Yeah, that kind of killed it for me too.
Yeah.
Because
The
I
other
initially saw
cosmetics
it
are
and I
really
was
cool.
like, and I was like, damn, that Syandana looks sick. And then you read the description, it's like, oh yeah, it lights up as you do more of the dailies. And I was like,
It's like, oh, that's
You
a
know
thing I'm
what?
never gonna do though.
yeah, I'm never gonna do that. It's always gonna look dumb on me. I think I'm okay not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
I'm
The
not gonna
weapon
get
skins
those
look
anymore.
really nice, at least.
Oh, yeah.
I would like to work towards those, but it's such a slow process.
Yeah, whenever we got forced into the PvP stuff for those few events, I ended up getting the Soma skin.
I did make a lot of progress. I think I'm halfway through Hurricane, or whatever the one before the final rank is. Let me check.
I
Tempest,
honestly haven't
maybe?
gotten any of the skins from Conclave. I just,
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, neither have I. I never
It
got
is a
around
little
to it.
bit, but
Because outside of events, the rank gain is far too slow.
Oh yeah, I ended up doing it just so if there ever is something important that comes out in Conclave, I can quickly get it if it requires max rank, but other than that, there's absolutely no way.
do
It
you
is
think
Hurricane. I'm on
anything
Hurricane.
important will ever come out in Conclave?
Oh, I hope not.
Because I was gonna say Conclave has got to be the least played thing on Warframe, but long shot.
Yeah, besides like the niche things that are categorized in weird ways, like the getting captured by Zanuka mission. Yeah, definitely. Actually, you know what? I wonder if that'd get if they can't.
He's so terrible.
Yeah, well, like I've done it before, and it is like a cool little mission, but the
No way, he's gonna
They-
get lit up.
no, he gets vaporized.
Oh yeah, I remember the one time I was like, okay, I'm gonna let Zanuka kill me. I'm
Just
so
wow,
low.
the stream is fucked right now.
Oh yeah, it was Yeah, it was buffering a lot, and then it was lagging like a whole shit.
And it's still doing that.
Doing some interesting things. Twitch has been having a time of it lately.
Oh, dude, Twitch has been having a time indeed. Were you streaming at all when it? I think it was
When it exploded.
when it exploded. So you were streaming then.
I was not streaming, but I was around. I was about to stream, and then I was like, I guess it's not meant to be.
Yeah, I guess maybe we're taking a break today.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna do this tomorrow.
I was, oh god, how far into I think I was 3 hours into my stream or something, and it just fucking died. And I was like, oh no. And the crazy thing was, some people it didn't explode for. So it was like, I had a very small audience that was still in my stream, and I was like, okay, there's still people here. There's still people talking to me in chat. Everybody else apparently got fucked over and got blown off of Twitch.
Yeah, it was most servers that were just like, and they're gone, poof.
Yep. So I was like, do I stay for these few people, or do I go, or... It was a fucking nightmare. It was the
Yeah.
worst.
Someone forgot to feed the server hamsters.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the day that I was going to start the Hydroid Prime Access farm, and I ended up that I had to do it the next day. It's just what had to happen.
Yep. I was helping people do the Hydroid Prime farm. I was trying to get people the relics and then farm it with them, but no. Twitch was like, no, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not.
Yeah. For me, unfortunately, even when I did stream, like, we were getting burned hard on relics. Like, we eventually got both of the Nami-Skilla blades, and I have all of Hydroid, but, like, the relics just did not want to come to us.
Oh, yeah, I had the same problem. I mean, when I actually finally got a relic, I got a couple of Hydroid Prime chassis ones, I think, and they just would not. Like, the relics don't want to drop, and then once you get the relic, nothing wanted to pop out of the relic, and it was just like, oh man, come on.
Yep.
I was on
help me out a little bit.
I think we were farming for the Nami-Skilla blade, whatever the rare part was. We had a bunch of relics for it, all radianted. Nothing.
Yep.
Just bad luck screwing us over.
Yeah, luckily once, like, we were actually running those, it ended up that, we didn't get them initially, and then just randomly, like, Ginny ended up being a Visher. And people were just popping them, just like, I have these Radiants that are extra, these blades, and we got both of them in one run.
Of course.
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
It's fucking typical.
Yep.
And yes, Roz, something fantastic did come out of the Twitch server blowing up. Roz dropped like a fucking million bits in the cup.
Nice.
I guess that's always a good thing. It made the day worth it.
Indeed.
Quite worth it. Razorback, we looking to fuck up the Larunda. How does one farm for it best? Oh, I hate Razorback. I don't even do Razorback.
Oh,
It's
I want Razorback to blow it up. Do you know why?
Why?
I don't think there's an animation for Razorback destroying a relay.
I'm pretty sure it's scripted to tell it to fail. Just like in the original Relay Destruction, a lot of them were scripted to be blown up.
And also, it's worth noting that if that relay doesn't exist, it breaks progression as a whole for the game. Like, you have to go see Samaris to get past Jupiter, I believe it is. And if you can't go see Samaris because there's no relay, you cannot get past Jupiter without, like, using a bug.
I guess that's right.
That would be pretty funny.
It'd be pretty good. Like, for them to, like, my dream is that it blows up the relay, but the cutscene that plays is the Fomorian one. And then it also breaks all progression.
Oh, God,
that would be
such a
perfect.
That'd be my absolute favorite.
that would be Schadenfreude of the highest order.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
I would love to see that. I want it to happen, but it's not going to.
And like
have
bar-
something in mind. If that
barring that, we get to see how this land-based robot is going to destroy an entire relay.
Presumably, they send in landing ships and they destroy the relay from the inside out or some shit.
I mean, I guess, but wouldn't that be, like, incredibly suicidal?
That would be.
Not for
Unless
robots. They can always make more robots.
I mean, unless they sent like, 3 or 4 Razorbacks in there.
It does say Razorback Armada, so presumably they have a lot of them.
I guess.
I guess if you sent a legit armada of Razorbacks, that'd be kind of difficult to deal with, even for a relay, I guess.
I don't know.
After all,
You'd think we'd have some Fomorian lasers set up in there.
Yeah.
Apparently not.
Yeah.
I want to battle on the relay.
That'd be
Yeah.
pretty cool.
That'd be
I was
neat.
gonna say, that'd be good for like a cinematic quest. To have someone or something just sort of invade the relays and you have to go protect.
Oh, you could have.
Fight there.
Oh, you could have.
take it.
Yeah, you could have some really bad things happen on the relay, though. There are, like, just normal people there.
Oh, yeah.
That's, like, real bad stuff waiting to happen. Be like, oh, no. Oh, no. Like,
It'd be
you
interesting to
just
figure out-
walk past Perrin, and it's like, oh, those Corpus are dead.
It would definitely be a way to show, like, didn't actually show what the stakes are for once. Because, like, we hear all about, in the lore, how the Grenier and the Corpus are breeding violence and war throughout the entire system, and how civilians are being subjugated left and right, and we never actually see any of it, or hear much of any of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the weird thing about that is I feel like we're not going to get that at all in PoE either.
Cryogenetics, thank you for the Twitch Prime subscription. And yeah, you're probably right, but it's nice to actually interact with some real civilians for once.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Rather than these somewhat semi-militarized factions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
nice
although
to
the
see one of
Ostrons-
colonies.
The Ostrons are semi-militarized, though. Like, they're
I guess.
selling weapons to the Grenier and the Corpus.
Yeah.
More like arms dealers, but I guess.
Yeah.
Depith, thank you for the subscription.
I wonder if we're going to get any more explanation besides, yeah, I guess the Orokin Towers are meat now.
Which is very, very disturbing. I was
It's-
not expecting that towers of meat and porcelain thing to be literal.
Yeah, it gets, like, really, it gets really weird to, like, be in the void and be like, this is all meat.
All of it's meat. Yeah.
Yeah,
All the
I
meats
could
are-
set up a grill right now and cut open a wall.
Completely fucking unpronounceable name. Thank you for the Twitch Prime subscription.
If we've learned anything from old school retro games, it's that wall meat is the best meat, right?
I mean, I guess.
I mean, wall chicken, right?
I mean, you gotta have wall chicken. You're not gonna get anywhere without it.
I know. I mean, it's what replenishes your life. So
The original first Castlevania is legit still pretty good. Although that corridor before death is a pain in the ass. I never really got past it, so I never was able to get past it consistently. Anything
I
up
never
to
really
that,
played Castlevania, honestly.
Yeah, the
It's
first
pretty
one I
good.
didn't play.
it's pretty good, and it has super catchy music.
Oh, the music is good for sure. I have, of course, listened to that. I think my
Fincana, thank you for the bits.
God, what was my first Castlevania game? I know it wasn't Symphony of the Night, but that's the one that I remember immediately.
It is still very good.
Oh,
The
yeah.
first one I
I have
played
it on the-
was- Whichever one was on the DS. What was it?
I think Symphony of the Night got ported to that.
Did it?
I think it did.
I'm
It
not
might have.
sure.
I don't see
I
why
know
not.
Symphony of the Night was on the PlayStation 3 store, and I downloaded it for that. I still need to finish it. I got to the Upside Down Castle and stopped at some point.
The Upside Down
Thank you
Castle
for
can
the
be
Twitch Prime
infuriating.
Subscription. Everybody appreciates it. Thanks, Epic Bot. Yeah.
But no,
there
Symphony
were-
of the Night has actually aged very well. It's still great.
Oh yeah, I imagine that's going to be one of the games that's just going to be. It's going to be like Super Mario Bros. It's like, oh yeah, you can just play this.
Yeah.
You know, shockingly, I recently replayed through the entirety of Super Mario Sunshine and Luigi's Mansion, and those games are also still quite good.
Oh, I
Super
miss
Mario
Super Mario
Sunshine is
Sunshine.
I consider it better than Super Mario 64, as long as you're not going for 100% completion, because
Oh,
the
yeah,
blue
no.
coins are terrible.
Yeah, no. Well, both of those games are awful for 100%.
The,
Yeah,
well,
remember
I
Sunshine
consider
had some-
Super Mario 64 better for 100%.
Yeah.
Significantly.
probably mildly, but like they get significantly worse if you're trying to do everything.
And Super Mario Sunshine also has the dubious honor of having that fucking pachinko level with completely broken physics.
Oh
It
man,
doesn't work in any reasonable fucking fashion. It is
It's the
so
worst.
terrible.
it's the worst of all time.
See, I never had the pleasure of playing N64 back in the day, because that was back when my parents couldn't afford to get me every console that I wanted, or even every game that I wanted, so I never actually got to play a lot of those awesome N64 games. I never had the pleasure of that wonky-ass fucking controller either, and like, you have to hold the middle of it with your left hand and...
Yeah.
Yeah,
There was a
I remember-
point where I
remember
might have
going to
defended
friends'
that,
house.
but
I would go to my friend's house and play it a little bit. I'm like, what is this fucking controller? Like, I don't like it. It's so weird. What about the strangest games you guys have played?
the strangest.
The strangest game you've ever played?
Oh,
I
that's a really
honestly
good
don't.
question.
I don't know if I have one off the top of my head.
Probably the game Everything pretty recently, just because
Oh, I've seen that thing.
Stallard D streamed it a while ago, and I've decided to play it as well. It's pretty weird.
Yeah, that game goes a direction.
Wait, what's it called?
It's
called
it's
the game.
called
It's
Everything.
called Everything. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. You can play as a pile of poo, or you can be a building, or sometimes a tree, or sometimes you're the entire universe, or sometimes you're just math.
Wait,
Or sometimes you're an anthem.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. You gotta understand, I've never seen or heard of this game, and so far all I've heard is, you can be a pile of shit, you could be a building, you could be a galaxy, you could be math. We need a little more elaboration on this.
I mean, you can play as all of those things.
Your control flips around between pretty much everything,
Yeah.
hence the name Everything.
Would you
And
like
it's-
to be a
and it's-
microscopic bug?
And it's framed as sort of a story, well, a presentation of some philosophical lectures regarding our place in the universe and our relationship to everything else.
I just realized what the weirdest game I've ever played is.
What's the weirdest game you've ever played?
It's Frog Fractions.
I'm assuming it's one of those. I'm assuming it's one of those sort of weird early edutainment games in the vein of Math Blaster.
I mean, I don't want to tell because you don't know. I don't want to tell you what Frog Fractions is.
Oh no, it's gotta be some weird thing where
I can only tell you, please, for the love of God, play Frog Fractions on stream.
Why do I get a horrible feeling this is some crazy like
Don't
frog
ask.
dissection?
Don't like it's free. It's a browser game. Look it up. Just do it. Just play that game on stream.
David
Just
Jones
do it.
Booty,
Don't
thank
let
you for the Twitch Prime subscription.
David Jones Booty. That's such a good
David
name.
Jones Booty. I mean, that seems like someone that needs to subscribe when we're doing something hydrate related, but still, much
Yes,
appreciated.
someone did say Frog Fractions. That was Brozime.
Yeah, that thing is. It goes. If you don't know what that
I
is,
is like, don't do it.
if you don't know what it is, you got to do it. You have to do it. It's required of you.
I am getting conflicting messages.
I haven't watched the Fire Emblem trailer yet, Cinder. So,
Frog Fractions is an experience, not a game. I would agree with this.
yeah, I don't know about like what games I've played that I could consider really weird.
I mean, there's
I
a lot
haven't
of games I've played that just fall under the category of anime bullshit, if that counts as weird.
I was gonna say the weirdest thing I've probably played is like some crazy anime game like Senran Kagura or something, just because they're so blatant with their fan service that it's like, Jesus, this is kind of weird for me at this point.
They're blatant enough with the fan service in those games that it's not even really like weird. It just gets categorized under tits.
There should
Like,
totally be a
you just get
subcategory of anime that's just tits.
Oh yeah.
God.
Like
that's-
why is there
like-
not an anime tatas like tag on Steam? Like that has to be the case. We need that. That's a relevant tag.
That has to be an anime tag now, just tits.
Rosalind says, "Zombies ate my neighbors" was pretty weird. Yeah, I've seen videos of it. It was pretty weird. It's sort of one of those 90s-ish games where during sort of the Sega the Sega Mega Drive or the SNES days. So there were some pretty interesting ideas floating around then.
Although, to be completely fair, going back to the topic of Senran Kagura, it's actually a really fun game.
Oh yeah, it's like Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah, as blatant as the fan service, it's actually pretty addictingly fun. Like, just the straight up gameplay. Like, even if you took the fan service out of that game, I'd still play it.
Oh yeah. Have you played Dynasty Warriors?
Oh yeah, I love Dynasty Warriors games.
Oh okay. Well, there,
Oh,
like
I
there
love
you go.
those
You
games.
played Senran Kagura without all the anime titties.
That's true. That's exactly right. That's what it is. Although I haven't played any of the new Dynasty Warriors games. I think the problem for me is the story's never different. They just kind of improve on the graphics and add a new little mechanic. So I'm just like,
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I've played that
the
game.
Tale of the Three Kingdoms only really goes so many ways.
Granted, this is true, but I'm just like, maybe you. I mean, it's a video game. You can take liberties and you can.
Oh yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
change up the story and all that. But it's just
They do that in some of these speculative storylines where things sort of diverge from the story.
Yeah.
the main story for Dynasty Warriors is always just kind of like
Heartless One, thank you for the subscription, and Finn Kana, thank you for the bits.
yeah. And I always love people that are like, well, I don't like Dynasty Warriors because I can just press circle and beat the whole game. And it's like, well,
Yes,
yeah.
but that's not the point.
Yeah, that's not
Yeah,
the point of that
but-
at all.
The point is, most of the people that say that are just like, yeah, it's like, well, what difficulty did you play it on? Easy. Well, that's every game on easy. That's like, if you put that thing on hard, you cannot button mash and hope to do anything. You meet another
Hero.
hero. Yes, that's the word I was looking for. And you're gonna get fucked up if you
Or
don't know how to
or
block
general, I
or
think.
time things or whatever, and you're just spamming the attack button. He is going to wreck your face like that, and it's gonna be game over for you.
Alternatively, he will
Especially
just
if
block
they're
everything
Lubu.
forever. Oh
And
yeah,
it's true, he
no,
will block
you don't.
everything forever.
Don't pursue Lubu. It's the number one
Oh,
thing to
yes.
remember.
You do
don't
not
do it.
pursue Lubu if you are on anything other than easy.
Yeah.
Or unless you're
You
really,
actually-
really not good.
On easy, I'm gonna advise against it.
Yeah,
Do
even
not
on easy, he's like, holy shit.
Yeah, during his early encounters, he is at a far higher strength level than anything else.
Yeah.
You really, to actually beat him earlier on, and usually it allows you to unlock some bonus stuff. You have to come back later after you've leveled up a whole shitload.
Yeah.
And
Have
even
you-
then, he can still destroy you.
Have you guys played any of the games that like go far enough to give him a daughter, and then he gets even more ridiculous shit, and she gets all his old stuff?
Oh my god, no!
No.
I don't think
I
I've played
didn't
it.
so
realize Lubu had a daughter.
Yeah.
He didn't.
They gave him-
in reality.
Not not originally, but in the games they're like also this.
There also is no real evidence for Diao-chan actually existing, unlike a few of the other characters.
Is that jam? Honey and jam?
I have no idea what that
is
is.
that murky brown substance?
Is that ginger? Maybe, I don't know.
I mean, it does look like honey and jam mixed together.
It does kind of look like that, doesn't it?
Also, that sounds delicious.
I was gonna say that would be great for tea. I mean, just having like honey and jam, and then just
Or-
kind of sloshing it into the tea.
Is it
That'd be
sweet
good.
chili sauce? I don't know.
I don't know about sweet chili sauce and tea.
Oh, it's
I'm
all
gonna-
spelling everywhere. You miscalculated the volumes.
Oh,
yeah,
it's everywhere.
yeah, this is
Move the drawing, Shy.
Immediate
Save
regret.
The drawing. Immediate regret indeed. Oh, too much.
Liquid displacement too far.
Are we just gonna
Literally
see?
quiz
Mistakes
Lubu.
were made. I haven't played many of the Dynasty Warriors games. I do have Dynasty Warriors 8 on Steam. Unfortunately, the PC port is not very good, but I had fun with it, although I haven't come close to completing it. Because like completing a Dynasty Warriors game, that takes a long fucking time.
Yeah, it's a lot.
There's a lot to do.
Oh, you know what else is a weird
Surprisingly,
game?
Nowadays, I like the Empires games more than I like the,
Oh, I've always liked the
main
Empires games.
Because I mean, it's just no nonsense. It's like, hey, guess what? Here's a map of China. Go conquer it.
Yeah, exactly.
just
And
Make your own character, whatever
Yep.
fighting style you want. Make yourself look like a badass and just go conquer China. Enjoy.
Yep.
And then just, fuck yeah. That's all I wanted.
yeah, exactly. Because like it just go like because you get so many like more weird encounters, whereas
yeah.
like you already kind of know who's in what army whenever it's not like slightly randomized.
Yeah. But yeah, I always like the Empire games a little bit more.
Oh,
Also,
this
have
is
you-
Rose Petal Jam. Interesting.
Oh, interesting.
Ooh, well.
All
Lottie
over
fucking
The fanciest
da.
jam.
All over
Lottie
ma.
fucking da, Shy.
Uh,
Damn.
All over ma
My
table.
desk. Oh, table.
Wifey getting so sophisticated on us. Well, fucking gee. Is Zyme here too? Yeah, Brozime's
Yeah.
here. Yeah. Have you played Dynasty Warriors All Stars?
I have not. What is that?
I mean, I think it just came out like yesterday. I
Oh.
guess it's some big giant crossover.
Oh
game where,
god,
like,
is it like the JoJo like the anime All Stars game?
I don't know. I didn't play the. I don't think it's that bad, but there are like a bunch of anime characters that are in the Warriors series now, and like there's Hayabusa, some Dead or Alive characters, and I wasn't sure if it was worth it.
I am sick.
Is that on PC?
DK,
It
you
is. It is.
prick.
Huh. I'm gonna
I am
look
sick.
at that
DK,
right
you
now.
prick.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying. You don't have to get all fancy pants on me, girl. Like, jeez.
I mean,
Just the tea would have sufficed. Tea and honey would have been fine, you know? What is that? I guess
Yeah,
that's the rose petal?
yes,
Ooh.
presumably.
I was, as soon as she started getting, like, the rose petal stuff, I was like, something's alive in your tea! Run away! But yeah. I love the Dynasty Warriors games. And now I want to buy one of the Empire's games on Steam just because why not?
Oh yeah, wow. This is everyone's in this, huh?
Yeah, like everybody's in it. There's like a little cat Nobunaga. There are Atelier Iris characters from their like anime series of games. It's like everybody's in it. But I wasn't sure if like
Weird.
what the story was like or what the gameplay was like, so I was gonna wait on it a little bit, but since we were talking about it, I didn't know if anybody in stream chat or any of you had played it. So
Yeah, what a strange thing. Anyway, another weird game that I wanted to mention, and I was wondering if you guys played it, Super Hot.
I've heard of it. I haven't played it.
Oh
Actually,
man.
I think I got gifted it recently, and I still haven't gotten around to playing it.
Oh yeah, that game's not that long. You should definitely play through that thing.
I
Super
should,
Hot.
because that's the one where like nothing moves until you do, right?
Everything
well,
moves
things-
very, very slowly.
Yeah, incredibly slowly until you do.
Okay. And you have to like dodge bullets, and it's like the Matrix and.
Oh yeah, there's some real good stuff in there.
Hell yeah. See, now I'm just thinking about all the weird games that I might have, like in my. I had a game called.
Jen Rises. I don't think Shy has ever taken art classes. She's just practiced herself for like 7 years or so.
Yeah, as far as I know, Shai is completely self-taught. She's been drawing for 7 years, and is the perfect example of if you want to get good at something,
Just
just
do it.
fucking do it.
Practice. Get good.
If you're just like, oh, I'm not good at art, I'll never be good at art. Well, that's because you're not drawing. I mean, nobody comes out of the womb painting like Picasso. You just gotta put the time in. Guys, do you recommend Disgaea? Yes, I do recommend Disgaea.
I always
All of
forget
it.
what that game actually is. What is that again?
It's like an anime version of Final Fantasy Tactics.
Oh, okay, fair enough. That seems fine.
Isn't
Yeah.
Final Fantasy Tactics already an anime version of Final Fantasy Tactics a little bit?
I mean, yes.
It's just more over-the-top anime. Whereas, like, Final Fantasy Tactics takes itself very seriously, as well it should, and it's fantastic. Disgaea is much more of that sort of lighthearted, not taking itself seriously, always joking, breaking the fourth wall sometimes, sort of, anime.
This Warrior All-Stars game just looks like they made a Dynasty Warriors game, but they put all the other characters that they have the rights to into it.
It does.
I mean, that
It
seems
definitely
fine.
does. Yeah. So, I'm gonna have to. I don't know. I always feel weird. Like 60. Is it worth $60? Is it?
Yeah, that's the
I mean,
questionable
in
thing.
in like 6 months, it's gonna be like $20. So I'm just like, should I 60 it now or?
Yeah.
But anyway, but it seems like the Dynasty Warriors type game has become really
Wildly popular suddenly.
Yeah, yeah.
Like almost
Like-
entirely because of Hyrule Warriors.
That's a good point. I completely forgot about Hyrule Warriors. Hyrule Warriors was dope. But yeah, I guess after that, suddenly now it's like Dragon Quest is doing it. Fire Emblem is about to do it.
I feel like that Fire Emblem one is going to be like, isn't it? Oh, it says Fire Emblem. I thought this was just a Dynasty Warriors game.
Yeah.
Because like Fire Emblem is so similar in like how a lot of characters look and stuff.
Mm-hmm. From the 70s. Hi.
Oh, hi, 70s. Radicazzle, if you can handle the grind, we play War Farm. I think we'll be all right.
You can handle the. We do play War Farm. I mean, we now have Zelda and Fire Emblem crossover Dynasty Warrior games. Yep.
God Vodka says,
what?
I played RuneScape. I was born in the grind.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they were
RuneScape was
talking
Grind
about
City.
RuneScape. I never played RuneScape. I had heard people that played RuneScape and did say that it was super grindy, but I never experienced
It was super grindy.
I'm gonna break down here to make a lot of money in RuneScape.
It was pretty good at the time. I think there's a RuneScape 3 now with more modern graphics. There's still
almost
classic
certainly.
RuneScape.
Oh yeah, the weirdest game I played is definitely Squishy the Suicidal Pig.
That's a name for a thing.
It's
yeah.
it's a game. It's a game where the whole point is
It meets the standard definition of video game.
Yep, the whole point is to kill Squishy the Suicidal Pig in a very specific way. Because I guess the main premise of the story is that Squishy lived a great life, fantastic life with his mom and dad. Only problem is, one day, the bacon farmers came for his mom and dad and killed them. And Squishy was so distraught by this that he thought, hey, I'll just kill myself and meet my parents in heaven. Because apparently that's a thing.
Oh,
Little did he know that after cutting off his head, he would go straight to hell. And so the only way he can reunite with his parents in heaven is by making a deal with the devil that he needs to die 100 times in order to be
increasingly
reunited.
more elaborate ways.
Oh,
So the whole
boy.
point is to kill yourself and remove lives from your life meter until you are down to 0, and you kill yourself. And supposedly you can meet your parents, assuming that the devil isn't lying to you.
Considering it's the devil, they probably are.
That seems like a pretty rough proposition.
Yeah.
You'd be like, welcome to New Game Plus.
Shy asked a little while ago. Oh, Jesus. Shy asked a little while ago. Any of you own a Switch? I am thinking of buying it. I don't.
Yeah, I've been on the fence about the Switch, Shy.
I don't have a Switch purely because Nintendo hates content creators.
I am all on board with you there, my friend.
Yeah, kind of, yes.
But I'll be honest, I bought a Wii U, even though I
Oh.
knew this, just because I just thought it looked like a really good system, and it is a good system. And I've been kind of on the fence about the Switch, just because, like, at the moment, there are 2, maybe 3 games I can think of that I actually want. So until they get a little bit more of an extensive library,
What are they? Because I'm curious.
I'm always a sucker for Mario Kart. You can always fucking get my money with a Mario Kart game, even if it's the same fucking game that's on the Wii U.
Fair.
Breath of the Wild, and I've always wanted to play Splatoon. So Splatoon 2 caught my interest.
It is incredibly rough for me that all 3 of the things you named are on the Wii U.
They are. All 3 of them are on the Wii U. All 3 of them in some way, shape, or form are on the Wii U. And that's the other problem. I'm just like, it's all on the Wii U. I could get Breath of Wild on the Wii U, because it came out for both.
Oh yeah, it runs fine on the Wii U.
Mario Kart Deluxe is basically just a port of the Mario Kart game on the Wii U, and Splatoon 2 is just, well, there's Splatoon 1 on the Wii U. So yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that would be another good reason as to why I didn't want to get a Switch either. The
Yeah.
only games I'm interested in are out for the Wii U.
Yeah. For me, it's kind of similar. I dislike how Nintendo kind of handles content creators. I also dislike how Nintendo is handling things in general, like the intentional rarity and scarcity of the fucking NES and SNES classics.
Yep.
And amiibos, because tying some extra content to physical merchandise is stupid as hell.
Yep, that's
Also-
why I have a thing that makes that not a problem, not a specific way to say the thing that I have.
Piracy! Because I can't blame you.
I mean, technically, it's not piracy. I didn't pirate anything. This thing just does all the amiibo.
That's pretty funny. I'm sure we could figure that out with some Google searching. But also, there are games I would like to play on this Wii U that I never really felt was enough to get me to buy a Wii U. And likewise for the Switch, but the Switch is not backwards compatible for the Wii U, so that is yet another thing that I would rather not get a Switch for. The only reason I would maybe get a Switch is if Metroid Prime 4 is really, really good.
Yeah, it would have to be insane, and then that would probably also, unfortunately, do me as well.
Yeah.
I mean, like, the biggest thing is, like, Nintendo doesn't want you to play their games if you also would like to cover their games and give people your opinion on them. Even if Nintendo makes good games, by and large.
And that's what sucks so bad is, like, I want to cover their games and I want to just praise some of them to the fucking moon, but it's like, they will punish me if I do. And
Yeah.
and it's like,
They
even if
will
you
take
sign-
money from you for the free
Yeah.
advertisement.
Even if you sign up to be one of their content creators where you
They
can
still take a
upload
lot
it.
of the money.
And you have
Because
to
you can-
manage that.
And
Yeah.
it's done in some really stupid, janky way where they pay you through PayPal or something.
Well, I don't really care about that, but it's just like, man, if you...
It's just really gross and, like, a horrible way to do it.
It is. And I think everybody except Nintendo agrees that it is a horrible way to do things.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I have a 3DS because the handhelds are still pretty good, and Pokemon. But
of course, Pokemon.
Yeah,
But,
I have a
like,
3DS, but I'm so done with, like, the terrible form factor that is the 3DS.
What's wrong with it?
It's just like just holding it feels bad.
Huh? I never felt that problem.
Well,
Yeah.
to be fair, also I played Monster Hunter on it.
Oh, that might not help.
Like
I've never actually
sticking
played
to like
Monster
Pokemon and stuff, it's like absolutely serviceable, and I have no problems playing Pokemon on a DS and like games that are to that pace. But trying to play Monster Hunter on it is like, why isn't Monster Hunter on anything else? Which made me very happy that now Monster Hunter is going to be on everything else.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be PC, PS4, Xbox One.
Oh, speaking of Monster Hunter type things, have you guys played Dauntless at all?
Nope.
Oh, I am absolutely fucking addicted to Dauntless.
Okay.
I can't get enough of Dauntless.
How far are
Way
you?
too much. I just beat. Yeah, I just beat
Foxtrot.
Stormclaw.
Fox
Okay.
Proxy, thank you for the subscription.
Nice.
And Jin Rise is 60. My dream is to play a Warframe with you guys. Well, Brozime and DK do streams, and they will accept you into their squad. So check out their streams sometimes.
You can add me right now if you want to. I just like to put that shit on friends only sometimes.
Yep, that's usually what I do, and then I just set up a queue on my streams. So if I'm ever streaming and you want to play with me, just queue up. Don't you mean Brozime?
Oh God.
Bro's a meme.
Yeah, you're gonna be Bro's meme from now on. Yeah. I'm sure you've never heard that one.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure no one's ever said, "Oh, Bro's meme."
There is nothing new under the sun.
Yeah, pretty much.
The Simpsons already did it.
But yeah, DK, I think you're just about where I'm currently at in Dauntless. I took kind of a break on it because I played too much of it all at once, I think.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
Yeah, I'm up at Nezaga, which I have not fought yet, but I am able to do it.
Nice. I don't think I'm quite there, so I think you're a little bit ahead of me.
Yeah, I think you've got like one little crew of monsters to do, and then you're pretty much right where I am.
Nice, nice. I'm kind of excited to see what they put in for because there's a ton of placeholder armor
Oh,
and
yeah.
weapons. So it's gonna be interesting to see like in the final release like what all that stuff is actually supposed to look like.
Well, it looks like
Yeah.
Chroma is OG orange and red.
Yep.
Nice.
It does look like that. DKD awkward, but no one's ever said that. Actually, nobody has ever said that.
Apparently there is something new under the sun.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I've never
there
heard
we
that
go.
anyway.
Too much Dauntless,
it.
that's impossible. 50 hours in like 4 days is pretty rough.
Woo! That's rough, dude.
Yeah.
oof.
That is the
I
only
did a
time
lot.
I've ever heard someone more obsessed with a game was when Persona 5 came out. Shy had that level of addiction for Persona 5.
Persona
She had-
5, I'm so glad I waited. I'm so glad I waited to play it.
I think I was like that when I was new to Warframe, because like I wasn't really doing much else.
Yeah. She had 70 hours in like the first weekend.
Oh yeah,
Oh my-
that's what's up. Shy
oh
knows
my
what it is.
god!
Persona
Like,
is
I know what
amazing.
it is.
Everyone
She
should play it.
apparently just didn't sleep, I guess.
Yep.
That's a-
Persona, it is incredible. Like,
If I didn't want so bad to stream that game, then I probably would have done the exact same thing. I'm really glad I waited because I streamed the entirety of that game.
I would have liked to have streamed that, but at the same time, yeah, when it first came out, it was impossible to stream it. But
Yeah, just because for some reason, I don't know why they would get that like wild stick up their ass to be like, no one's allowed to stream this game.
it's
Like-
Japan. Like Japan has such a skewed, and well, I guess
Well, it's the weirdest
was-
thing because it wasn't like that when it released in Japan. They didn't have a ban at all. People could just stream that entire game.
that's so weird. Really?
It's so
Yeah.
strange.
Japanese
That is the
xenophobia
weirdest thing.
plus completely backwards Japanese business business environment, I guess.
Yeah. Well, and
I am 100% certain they hurt their sales by not letting people stream that like during release.
oh
Probably.
hell yeah, there's no way it didn't hurt them.
Because that
Um,
game's amazing, and like people
yeah.
were like jumping on my stream, being like, "What exactly the hell is this?"
Yeah.
And so I can purchase.
Yeah, and it's just I don't know. It's weird that companies are still like, no, you can't stream our game. No, you can't cover it. It's like, do you understand how much free advertising you're losing?
Yeah, they might not also understand that it is actually legitimately a lot of work. Because people do this kind of thing as a full-time job and have to interact with a whole bunch of people who may be complete dicks. Even
Yeah.
more so than if they would be working in, say, customer service, which is notorious for having a lot of very questionable individuals that you have to deal with on a daily basis.
The only reason I could ever see for having a streaming ban for your game is if your game is terrible.
And you know it's terrible,
Yeah.
and you want to try and delay that news getting out, which
Yeah.
doesn't work.
You
Yeah,
want to get
it
the
doesn't
least
work
amount of
ever.
bad PR as possible.
Yeah,
Right.
like that's the
People
like
works
if your game is great, having people stream it works like entirely to your benefit unless
yeah.
your game is like 10 minutes long and costs $40.
That would,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
sure,
Like some Steam early access games.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then they try to send copyright strikes and legal threats to people.
Yeah, that whole nightmare.
Thank you, Digital Homicide.
To be booty, save platinum. Bless them. Bless that Android butt. Yeah.
I
That
still
game's
need to
great.
play near Automata.
That game's
I
that
still
game's really
need
good.
to do it.
That game's really good, but people give 2B too much credit
Like they give her like how so?
because
Or- is
A2
that like
is
a
a best.
spoiler?
Oh,
Oh,
Nier
18.
Automata. I didn't realize what you were talking about. I haven't
Yeah.
played it. I should try and consider it, but I don't really play many games right now.
It's very
Yeah.
good and it has the best DLC I have played all year.
I have been meaning to play it literally all year since it came out, and I've just never gotten around to it.
Yeah, the DLC in that game is
What's
Oh.
the DLC?
you fight the CEO of the presiding companies, Platinum and Square Enix.
That's pretty funny.
It's awesome.
That's pretty funny.
Not bad. Not bad.
And like there's a bunch of other stuff with it, and that's like the secret fight, but also that's the greatest.
That is pretty good. Like that shows a bit of a sense of humor. I can appreciate that.
And like even beyond that, they go so far as to have like a battle arena in that DLC where you're basically just doing battle bots.
Nice. I just always loved the fact that one of the things that made me really want to buy it was it just seemed like there's so many different game modes in Nier Automata. Like it goes from like being an action game to being a side scroller to a bullet hell game, and then just shifting between those three like game types really fluidly. So
And added to that, the story's really good.
yeah, and I've heard the story's amazing. So yeah, I love bullet hell games. So when I was like,
Oh,
shit,
oh,
this
man.
game turns into a bullet hell game.
You're gonna love doing ending 2.
Oh, that's right. There's like not a million different endings, but
There
there's
are
like
26.
8 through 26 ends. Jesus fuck.
There are only 5 main endings. A through E are like the big important ones that are super long, and then there are 21 joke endings.
That's right, because I forget who I was watching play. I think it was Snowy, and she was saying one of the endings is like you eat like
Oh, you eat a mackerel.
oh yeah, or something like
Yep.
that, and it's poisonous, and you die or something in the story.
Yeah,
Just-
someone literally gives you a mackerel and goes, "Eat this." I don't know what happens, and you eat it, and apparently mackerels are incredibly anti-android, and if an android eats one, it like melts your insides, and that's bad.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude.
that sounds bad.
So basically, like if a cat or a dog eats an onion.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
the
much.
Thing. Do not feed
Wait.
your pets onions, guys.
Wait, really?
Yes, really.
I didn't actually know that.
Yeah,
I
there are
thought
a
you
lot
were
of
gonna
foods that are
say-
very bad.
I thought you were gonna say like chocolate, because that's like
Oh, that too.
the most well-known
Yeah,
poisonous
chocolate is
thing
slight-
for pets.
Chocolate is slightly poisonous for us too, but you'd need to eat a huge quantity of it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's
Dude,
true. I've eaten a huge quantity of chocolate.
I was,
No,
I was
like
gonna
I'm-
say, do you
No,
mean
no, no, no,
because of how
like
fat
14,
it makes me,
like 14 chocolate bars at once.
Yeah.
We can metabolize it much better.
I'm gonna say, is he talking about just because it makes me fat and out of shape, or is he talking about like an actual thing where it poisons me?
The joke endings aren't really spoilers. Oh yeah, no, come on.
No.
Also, the context for that is way funnier than the actual punchline where you die because of the mackerel. So,
In a world where mackerel destroys robots.
Well, androids. Well,
Or
I suppose
androids.
the robots.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I mean, the robots might be fine. It kind of depends on which robot we're talking about.
Cocaine is also something you shouldn't feed your pets. Thank you, Bloody Chapel,
Yeah,
for that,
I'll
for that
second
PSA.
that motion.
Thank you for the PSA of don't feed your pets cocaine.
Don't feed anything cocaine. That's not a good idea.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of like one of those anti-jokes.
Happy Killer 368. To get platinum in Warframe, you start with 50, I think, or something, which I suggest you buy. You use to buy Warframe and weapon slots.
Yep.
After that, you can actually trade it between other players. So if you do things like farming corrupted mods in the derelict vaults, or if you farm for prime parts that are sought after, you can sell those to other players for platinum, so you don't have to buy it yourself.
Mhm.
I think
Oh,
everybody can
also,
agree with
heads
slots or...
On login rewards, there are discounts on platinum from I think the lowest is 20% up to 75% possible.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's
so-
75%.
20%, 50%, and 75%.
And I swear to fucking God, those platinum discounts are self-aware, and they know when I buy Prime Access.
Oh yeah, because they're like 75%. Are you interested in maybe further platinum?
Like fucking, I bought Prime Access, Hybrid Prime Access. I'm like, okay, next login reward. It can't be 50 fucking percent.
Prime
Next-
Access is a reasonably good deal for platinum as well, but it's better to wait for a 75% off.
Prime Access. Why are you giving me 50% off platinum now? I just bought Prime Access. The fucking hell, man.
There may be a trend, Lego. There may be a trend. Oh wait. Okay, I'm gonna presume that Shy has finished P5. Shy, who's a best?
Dale Warrior also points out, PSA, discount is not on the plat on the console. The discounts are instead on the shop items themselves and their single use. So it's
Oh,
not
yeah.
nearly as good of a deal on the consoles.
Also, everybody knows Futaba is the best in Persona 4.
Whoa, hold on.
Although, I
Are me
will...
and DK about to fight?
Hold on now, listen, because Makoto really close.
Okay, fair.
Really close.
Fair.
The only reason I couldn't go Makoto was because I think I didn't have enough charm
That's probably the case.
or something like that. And yeah, so it was close. I really like
Futaba
Makoto,
disqualified
but
herself for me
how did Futaba disqualify herself?
because she wanted head pats, and that means that she is no longer. That's not. Nope.
She wanted head pats.
That is little sister archetype. That is a precious treasure that should be protected, but cannot be a best any longer.
I love that. She wanted head pats. I accept. I accept your reasoning, and I will no longer debate you. That is a perfectly fine reason. Well done, sir. Well done. It's the little sister archetype. I love it.
Also, I missed what Shai wrote down, but there's an
she
O
said
at the
Makoto
end.
is Bae.
Yeah,
She said Makoto. Yep.
that's what's up.
I think it seems to be that the popular ones are Makoto and Futaba.
Oh, for sure.
For sure. Although
because of Futaba's
when I have-
disqualification, Haru is my runner-up.
ooh, Haru was close too, but you get Haru so late.
She shows up so late. She has no time to shine.
Yeah, like, cause I really like Haru, but it's just like, God, it's like the end of the fucking game. Like, I can't romance her now. But on New Game Plus, since I see the Kawakami emotes, oh, those are yours.
Yeah.
Nice. I do want to romance Kawakami, just because I've said this before, but her life is so fucking miserable.
Oh yeah.
She needs something. She needs something to look forward to, even if it's a romance with her fucking student. She needs something, man. Like, her life is just
I maxed
the
out.
worst.
Yeah, I maxed out her confidant like immediately. Like once you know what her situation is, you're like, oh, this needs to be resolved.
Yeah, definitely. And also her little side ability is really good.
Great.
It
Oh,
it
wait,
gives you like
hold
an
on.
extra activity at night.
Yeah, well, it gives you the ability if you go dungeoning, you can get like your nighttime activity as well.
Oh, right.
Plus bonus time at school.
Yeah. Like, Jesus, like, she's really good. She's expensive, but it's totally worth it. Well, when you're first starting out the game, she's pretty expensive.
I have a tendency to find out how to make the most money in the smallest amount of time, so I never really had that problem.
Okay. See, I waste way too much money.
Okay.
I waste way too much money, so it seemed expensive to me. Emo Doctor, also a good choice, but I didn't feel that connected to her. I know a lot of people, I forget what her name was. Not emo, but you know, the kind of goth doctor with the green hair.
Oh, Takemi?
Yeah.
Yeah, Takemi is great.
Yeah. I didn't feel that connected to her though, so I didn't really care too much about maxing her out. She gives out some really good accessories though.
Oh yeah, I got those ASAP, so I could just stay in dungeons indefinitely.
Yeah. Yeah, the MP
so-
regeneration, really helpful.
The reverse question though, who is the worst?
Ooh. I know everybody's gonna hate me for this, and nobody's gonna agree with me, but I always really disliked On.
Oh, also keep in mind that this is extended cast. This counts everybody. This is not like your core group only.
Oh, I know.
Okay, fair enough.
I really didn't like On.
All right.
I really, really didn't like her.
I cannot stand
Nothing-
Oya.
Which one was Oya?
She's the reporter.
Oh, yeah.
I cannot stand her.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I forgot about
flagrantly drunk characters are the worst.
I don't know what it was about On. I just never connected with her, and I was just
Yeah, I mean,
like, I was like, okay, obviously, first mission, we got to take care of this nonsense. I feel bad
Yeah.
for her, but after that, it was just, I don't care about it.
yeah, it's like this is a problem that needs to be solved. Not really interested though.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
something about her was just really always off.
Well, I think
I was.
the thing about her is that she's like a combination of like the two least interesting characters in Persona 4, which is Yukiko and Rise. Like, she's just both of those squished together.
Yeah,
And it's
she
like
kind of is.
like you combined Rise with oatmeal, and it's like that just doesn't really
You combine oatmeal.
I mean, Yukiko's personality in P4, she's like basic, like she's as oatmeal as it gets.
She is. She is. I like it. But yeah, she never appealed to me after that first quest. Like, it was like, oh no, she's being, well, I don't know, spoilers. I mean, P5's been out long enough, but there's the whole thing with her teacher and then her friend jumping off a building. You feel bad for her, but after that, it's just like, I don't have any reason to care about you anymore.
I still did like her entire social link just because like I appreciate her story, but like she's like not like just immediately cut out of the running for being a best.
Oh yeah. We also need to know who Shy's least favorite waifu is in Persona 5.
Or just in general.
Or just in general, sure.
Inglorious, welcome to the stream.
Oh, I didn't see Inglorious.
He's just a little bit up there. TNL official.
Oh, there he
guys,
is!
how are you all doing today?
Why Goro wasn't a romance option? Well, there are various reasons that may not be the case.
Yeah, there are a couple reasons why Goro cannot be a romance option.
There are a few things.
Just a couple things. Just a minor detail here or there as to, you know.
I feel like the bigger question is why Yusuke is not. Because,
why?
that was set up entirely.
Yes, it was.
Like, they literally, like, it looked like they literally made the social link for that and then just didn't do the other part.
Yeah. Okay, it's me, Marzi, remember me? Vaguely? Yeah. How are you? But I really want Shy's spinner. You know you can get those spinners online for like $5.
Not $5.
Yeah, probably
Oh,
not.
shit.
You could probably get them in bulk, even.
Yeah, you probably could get them in bulk.
Then you can sell them.
Omi X Fire, thank you for the Twitch Prime subscription. I like how Cinder was drawn out by potential yaoi. You can even suggest use. Ugh. I did not know that. I did not remember that option.
Wait, what thing?
You can even suggest Yusuke to get naked with you during the summer. Like, I don't remember that being.
I don't remember that being a thing that happens either.
Yeah.
Palos Numbers, thank you for the subscription.
Everybody's asking if I remember them, and some people I do, and some people I don't. So, my bad. It's part of his social link. I don't remember if I maxed out his social link.
I know I maxed him. Just barely, to be fair, but I don't remember that.
I feel like I did just because I hate the way his persona looks.
Oh,
Yeah, why
his
did-
ultimate persona is dope.
I'm trying to remember what his ultimate persona is. It's been a hot minute since I played Persona. But, yeah. Same with, the cat. I maxed out him real quick because I hated the way that Zoro persona looked. It just looked really dumb to me.
Also, I kind of agree with TK. Oma kind of sucked. Yeah.
Oma did kind of suck. Oh my god. Oma was terrible.
Yeah, for me, it's just like such an enormous gap between like On is definitely like low, but then it's like a cliff, and then there's Oya.
Oh yeah. One of the things I remember the most about Persona 5 is the evening music and how much I liked it. And I would legitimately just stay out in the evening and not do anything just so I could listen to that music.
Yep.
I would just wander around just aimlessly for like half an hour until the song repeated like 3 times, and then it's like, oh, I guess it's time to progress the story.
The music in P5 finally made me make really terrible purchasing decisions.
You finally got the OST, huh?
Oh, no. Really, I said really terrible, not like kind of terrible.
Uh-oh.
I have.
So what's the really terrible version?
Okay, so I have the Persona 5 OST. I have Persona 4, Persona 3, Persona 4 Arena, Persona 4 Ultimax, the Persona 4 Dancing All Night. I went down a really bad rabbit hole.
So it made you go all in and get every single OST for like the last 8 Persona games.
Maybe.
Got you.
It was a bad thing that I did.
I still need to get Persona 5 or Persona Dancing All Night because I just
That game's so good.
I just got a Vita and like that's always been on my to get list for Vita, along with Persona 4 Golden.
You mean really good decisions? I do play those songs on stream.
Oh, there's no reason not to.
Yeah, because they're great.
We listen to Persona music during Brozime streams. It's good. Yeah, well, yes. As we just discussed. Have you seen the latest Game of Thrones episodes? I have, but they're probably still too fresh, and there's probably still too much to potentially spoil for people that haven't gotten around to it.
As someone
who Persona 3 apparently.
You hate Persona 3? Interesting.
He hates Persona 3.
Is it because it's super depressing?
I will be honest, one of the reasons I disliked Persona 3, and when I first played Persona 3, I thought it was fucking great. But one of the things I was hated about Persona 3 was the fact that they really hardcore limit your time in Tartarus.
Yeah, that's true.
And I hated that.
I
always hated that. I was like, I want to stay in there for a really, really long time. I want to grind. I want to get levels. And I guess that adds to like the challenge and everything of it. But then Persona 4 and Persona 5 come out and they're like, yeah, you can stay in here as long as you fucking want. As long as you have the resources for it and you don't die, sure, stay in there as long as you fucking want.
Redikizzle cheered for 1,000 bits because Shy hates Persona 3.
Persona 3 wasn't that bad, though.
Yeah, I really like
yeah,
P3.
It was just the awkwardness of Tartarus kind of...
Although, to be fair, I looked over some of its problems because I played Persona 4 first.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, okay, these things are going to very clearly be worse than P4, as this is the prior game.
Did she play... Yeah. Choi was just like, did she play P4 first? Because that's the reason a lot of people hate P3.
Yeah.
Yeah, because P4 was so much better.
Yeah.
It really was.
I've found that whether or not someone's favorite like Persona game up until before P5 came out was either Persona 4 or Persona 3, depending on whichever one they started with.
Yeah, P3 has the best final boss.
That's fair.
Oh right. Was that Burn My Dread?
Yeah, oh yes.
Okay. Good. I was like, wait, is that Persona 4? Yeah. That song though. I remember that boss being kind of a pain in the ass too, because it had some sort of insta-kill thing, didn't it? That was a real pain in the ass to deal with.
Some would argue that boss insta-kills you no matter what.
I see what you did there. I think I see what you did there. Like I said, it's been a long time since I played P3, so... Takes about 45 minutes? Does it? I remember getting ridiculously over-leveled for that boss after it, like, just wiped the floor with me at some point.
Shy started with P4 Golden.
Same.
Oh, okay.
Then went back.
Yep, same.
Yeah. I would imagine if you started with Persona 4 Golden and you went back to P3...
Yeah, it's rough to go back to.
Oh, yeah. That's a rough one. That's a rough one. I feel like if you started with P3, you have a much better appreciation for, all of the games as a whole.
Yeah. I feel like it's really, really weird, though, because, like, each of the current Persona games do a different thing. Oh, God.
Is Lord Cat going to ruin everything again?
Do a different thing really, really well.
They do.
Like, in Persona 4, the story is, like, incredibly strong, and just, like, the atmosphere and stuff is, like, the best. And then in P5, the style is out of control. It has gone to a new place of style.
Oh, hell yeah. There's so much style in Persona 5.
Yeah.
I could not agree with you more.
And then P3 just has, like, this amazing, amazing final battle.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember what got me into Persona. I think it's because I had played the Digital Devil saga before it. and it was made by the same people, and I was like, oh hey, that's the same people. I'm gonna get into that.
Yeah, Persona 4 Golden is what convinced me to get a Vita.
Oh, I was so very close to being the same way, but when it first came out, Vitas were really expensive, and I was
Yep.
like, all I want is Persona 4 Golden, and I've played regular Persona. Like, how can I really justify this really expensive purchase just for this game I've already played?
Yeah, I ended up getting it.
Extras.
Yeah, I ended up getting it after like the time whenever the Vita had been considered a failed product and the prices went down a bit. And I got it used, so it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, that's basically how I got into it recently. Shy's been kind of pestering me to get a Vita for a while, and I was like, I don't know.
You could just get a Vita TV. I have one of those. Those things are great.
I have no idea what a Vita TV is, honestly.
Oh, it's a thing that plays Vita games, but it works like a console and costs significantly less.
Interesting.
Oh shit, really?
Yep.
Oh damn. I didn't even know that was a thing.
They're super useful.
Wow. I need to look into that.
Yeah, Yeah, you can play P4G on that. Like, you can play P3 on it. That's what I played P3 on. And it has the earlier Persona games too, if you really want to play those.
I have
Along
seen,
with all the
like,
other good stuff that's on the Vita that no one played.
Yeah, I've seen Persona 1 and 2 on like I think it's just on the PlayStation Store, right? As like the classics. And I don't know, they're so old that I feel like it's that type of game where if you didn't play it when it first came out, the nostalgia and everything that used to be really great about it is kind of lost on you a little bit, and I never really felt like getting into the original Persona games.
Yeah, same. I haven't played any of the ones that are earlier than 3. Although, I am considering looking into the OSTs and seeing about some things.
Down that rabbit hole again.
Yeah, it's a bad rabbit hole to be in.
It's a bad rabbit hole to be in. But yeah.
The Vita was really good. It's just that the 3DS had an actual audience thanks to Nintendo's first-party titles. I think you mean thanks to Monster Hunter. I am convinced to this day that the only reason the Vita lost is because Nintendo locked down Monster Hunter.
Possibly, although I got the the 3DS because of Animal Crossing New Leaf, actually.
Fair. That game's real good.
Yeah. I do not regret my Vita purchase. I am very happy with the Vita. Man, I wish it hadn't. I wish it wasn't basically. I mean, I guess it's not dead yet. I mean, it's on the verge of being dead. I mean, people are still releasing games for it, but man, this is actually a really good handheld.
Oh yeah, it's really super nice.
Yeah.
That Chroma is looking pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's a really nice Chroma.
Real sweet. Yeah. I imagine she's gonna go in with some pretty sick, like white highlights and stuff too, and really make the arms pop out. So it'll be interesting to see where this goes.
Yeah, the other really nice thing about the Vita TV is like you can play the classics on it, and like it has like nice rebindable controls.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Rebindable controls on a console? What?
Yeah, it's kind of the greatest ever.
Oh, Gravity Rush was another game that I kept
Gravity Rush. That's on PS4. Gravity Rush 1 and 2 are on PS4. Everybody buy them. Everyone buy the games.
The remaster is on PS4.
Everyone buy those video games. They're amazing.
Yeah. I think well, a part of me is like, well, I had the Vita, but I was like, no, just get the remaster on PS4.
The remaster is better.
Oh, I should hope so.
Yeah. Well, the remaster is better for an oddly specific reason, and it's because they changed how slide works.
Oh, okay.
To be significantly better.
Gotcha.
Because sliding is like the most powerful thing in Gravity Rush, but it was really hard to do in the original.
And now it's a lot easier, and they fixed it. Okay. Wow.
It also makes the game like feel way more stylish to play because you can do some real crazy shit.
Yeah, it always looked like a really cool game. DK, buy Gravity Rush is worth it. All right, chill out.
Also, Gravity Rush 2. Gravity Rush 2 does like the most frustrating thing that I'm happy it does. It has like 5 false endings. Where it's like, yeah, we're gonna roll the credits, guys. It's over. That was the final battle, and then it's like, oh, wait, there's more.
5?
Yeah, it's like now you're playing as this character. Bet you think we weren't gonna do this in like Act 20. Huh? But you weren't ready for that, huh?
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of what
Damn.
this 30-second hero does, or is it half-minute hero?
I think it's half minute.
Never played it.
It's
That
apparently
was-
pretty interesting.
Is that PSP?
I believe so.
Yeah. DK, did you try Bayonetta? I love Bayonetta.
It is real good.
I love Bayonetta. That was another reason I got
The Wii U, yeah.
I was like, yep. Bayonetta 1 and 2 pack. I was like, hell yeah. You're gonna give me a new Bayonetta game, and you're gonna give me the awesome first one? Yep.
Yeah.
Take my money, please.
Nothing more to be said about that one.
Nope. If
Oh,
you haven't played Bayonetta, you need to fix that.
Speaking of Platinum, have you played Revengeance and Vanquish?
I have played Revengeance. Everybody needs to play Revengeance. I haven't played the other one, but definitely Revengeance.
I've never completed Revengeance. I played and beat Mistral, and then I just kind of stopped for no good reason.
Yeah. Nanomachine, son.
So that exact thing that you just said is me with Vanquish. Vanquish is a really good game that I always sit down, play up to one very specific part, beat that part, and then stop playing, even though it's almost the end of the game. I've done that 4 times.
I have watched Chip Cheesham's LP of it. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Monster Hunter on PSP is my first and only Monster Hunter game, and it was so good till my PSP died.
Oh, it's rough.
I don't know why, but every time I've tried a Monster Hunter game before Dauntless, I
My
couldn't stay
favorite boss in
interested it.
Revengeance is Senator Armstrong from Persona 5.
Wow. Oh, man.
Wow.
Oh, man. That is, like, strangely accurate.
It is. It is it is actually pretty accurate in terms of character traits. So.
MH4U for the 3DS was amazing. Generations was a bit more average, though. Yeah, I didn't end up getting Generations. Mostly because I didn't want to play another Monster Hunter on the 3DS because it hurts my hands. But I did put, like, 100+ hours into MH4U, and it was great.
I still, to this day, like, I don't know why I like Dauntless so much.
Hang on. Vanquish is an amazing game that is so underrated. Let me just check that very quickly. Hum.
What?
92% of user reviews are positive. Underrated, apparently.
I mean,
Yeah.
nobody talks about it.
Yeah, like, I think he means underrated in the sense that, like, I
know,
don't
I
know what it
suppose.
is, or a majority of
that's fair.
people don't know what it is and stuff like that, rather
Yeah.
than it's a bad game or anything.
Okay,
Like,
my
it's
pedantry
like-
is just me being a dick at this point. Sorry.
It's like underrated in the sense that it's like a cult hit, I guess, is what you would
Yeah.
call it.
I think it means, like, it's a good game, but nobody really knows about it, and it
Yeah.
gets kind of left in the dust, and people are like, oh, this other game is really good, and they never
Yeah.
talk about it. Yeah.
Like its mass appeal is just like for some reason not there, even though it's great.
Mhm.
It's kind of like Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance crossed with Warframe.
Yeah,
Oh,
basically.
shit, really?
Yeah,
It,
pretty
it
much.
sort of looks like that. It's not
Yeah.
a multiplayer game. It's single player only. I'm pretty sure.
You're actually faster in that than you are in Warframe, technically.
I need
Yeah,
to-
you rocket power slide all over the place. It looks like.
Is this on
I should
Steam?
check it out.
Yeah, it's on Steam. They recently
Actually-
ported it. It's awesome. The port is fantastic.
Yeah, I heard that. Vanquish.
Oh, shit, that does look kind of sick.
It
Okay.
was originally released for the PlayStation 3 quite a long time ago.
Oh yeah.
I feel like I need to check that out now.
Yeah, I kind of want to check it out as well. I just never really got around to it.
It's quite good.
Watching stream and having a brunch, what a perfect mix. Fantastic. Yeah. I was saying, I don't know why I'm so into Dauntless, and I could never get into Monster Hunter. Because aren't they essentially, all intents and purposes, the same thing?
Dauntless is a lot less dense than Monster Hunter is.
Oh, so it's a lot more simplified than
Yeah.
Monster Hunter would be. Gotcha.
Like, there are things that are overcomplicated for the sake of tradition in Monster Hunter, and it makes it like very hard to get into.
Right. All right.
A sarcastic post says that apparently Vanquish breaks if the frame rate is over 60 frames per second. That's kind of unfortunate. I mean, 60 frames per second is acceptable. It's not ideal anymore, but 60
Didn't they-
FPS is okay.
I thought they fixed that.
I didn't really hear about either issue.
On launch, that was the case, but I thought they patched that out. I have VSync on, so whatever. Like 60 is for like most people is more than enough.
Yeah. But yeah, playing Dauntless so much, it's made me really excited for Monster Hunter World or whatever the new one's called.
Yep.
So I'm like, well, if I'm into Dauntless, and Dauntless is by and large like Monster Hunter, I was like, well, maybe once this new one comes out, I'll be able to get into it, and it's an online one, right?
Yep.
So I was like, maybe with the extra people there, and
I mean, along with
Dauntless,
being eased into it by Dauntless, I think will make you really enjoy Monster Hunter.
That's what I'm hoping. So I'm excited about Monster Hunter World because I'm like, well, finally I'll be able to like get into it. I'll be able to immerse in it, and I'll feel good about it because Dauntless made me so hyped for this monster hunting thing. So hopefully it goes well. I plan on getting it, and I've heard streaming it isn't going to be a pain in the ass because it's not bound to like Nintendo standards or anything.
Yeah. Oh, thank God.
So I was like, because someone was telling me in one of my like. Because I stream Dauntless every now and then to, like, a literal handful of people. And they were like, yeah, you should get Monster Hunter World and stream it. And I was like, Monster Hunter's Nintendo, though. And I was like,
yeah, I'm so glad I got away from that.
And they're like, well, good news, DK. Guess what? It's not bound to Nintendo. And I'm like, oh my God. And so
yeah.
I had a little bit of a moment on stream.
Yeah, also, I saw someone was asking if I have like seen the later behemoths and Dauntless. Like, that's not like the density that I'm talking about. Like, difficulty of monsters and stuff is not
That's
like
not
what
the same
I'm
as
meaning.
being dense. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Haloid Primer, I think From Software, or at least Miyazaki, is done with Dark Souls at this point. He kind of didn't really want to do Dark Souls 3 either, but he agreed to do it as long as it was the last Dark Souls that he was involved in, at least.
Oh, what's the anime Vampire Dark Souls that's coming out? Shy was super duper hype about it. I think
Oh,
it's
yeah, what is that?
Vein?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Code Vein, I think, and it looks really dope.
That
And
thing
it's
looks interesting, but I'm not sure. They haven't shown enough of it.
That's true. They haven't. From what they've shown, it looks kind of dope. But
Yeah.
you know,
I'm down
some
with it.
random gameplay and some cinematic trailers. I guess you can't really say one way or another if it's going to be good or not.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of Dark Souls-like stuff, though, did you play Neo?
I did, and I quickly realized that it was not the game for me. I was dying so much, man.
Where did you get to?
Oh shoot, where did I get to? I know I at least beat the first boss, and then I think I got a couple stages past that. But I found myself so frustrated by Neo. And I mean, I've played Bloodborne, I played Dark Souls 1, I skipped 2, and I played and beat Dark Souls 3, and then I played Neo, and I was like, man, Neo is unforgiving as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, Neo does not forgive you. Neo doesn't care that you just started. Neo will fuck you up.
Yeah, I beat the main story and ended up getting like the DLC, but the DLC is like hugely disappointing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I kind of haven't really enjoyed any of the Souls games since the first one in Demon Souls. Dark Souls 2 I beat, but I hated it, and Dark Souls 3, it's good, but like the combat seems to be an awkward mix of enemies seem to be as fast as Bloodborne, but you aren't. So it's kind of frustrating for not great reasons to me.
In Dark Souls 3, my solution was to crush them with infinite damage.
Just grab the biggest weapon you can.
Always play strength.
That's not a bad idea.
That's what I did in Dark Souls 3.
But like enemies are so Rosalind
donated how much is that?
100,000 bits. That is like $1,000 from Rosalind.
That is
you are insane.
That is $1,000.
That's a new top tier right there.
Oh yeah. Well, she had the previous top tier.
Oh well, there you go.
Elven Dragon donated 10,000 and 100,000 bits in total, but it was all in different tiers. This was all at once.
But that's the kind of person Roz is, though. Like when you've got Roz on your side, like she is ridiculously generous. So
Such is the
it
life
doesn't-
of an investment banker.
it-
Taking a guess.
but Roz is
Rosalind has a lot of
fantastic.
fucking disposable income.
When-
apparently.
When Roz likes you, she will definitely be ridiculously charitable to you, and not many people like Shy as much as Roz. So,
And that is a very fancy bit symbol as well for the 10,000, for the 100,000.
Oh yeah, that thing.
I've never
looks dope.
actually seen the 1,000 bit thing. Oh, that's right, into the Ringed City. So I haven't technically beaten Dark Souls 3.
Oh, that final DLC. There's. Oh no, they fixed it now, but on release it was real rough.
After
Roz actually doesn't have a lot of disposable income. If you're eating into your ability to live, I will find you and I will kick your ass.
Yeah, don't do that.
yeah, that's bad.
I mean, I guess I don't know Shy's policy on that, but yeah,
I mean, that is extremely generous, but don't put yourself in a hole.
yeah. Please do not.
Also, that's really good blood text, by the way.
Yeah, seriously.
I was like, man, she's just writing it really big and everything, and then I was like, whoa, it's actually really good blood text. But
I do want to go back
Indeed.
and play some more Dark Souls 3 at some point.
I
Just
still
like-
don't.
I haven't enjoyed it much.
I still don't know what like the cause is of some like donations. Sometimes just don't make any sense at all. Like they have no rhyme or reason. They just happen, and it's like I mean, okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of it. Sometimes people are just ridiculously generous because
Yeah.
on a whim.
oh, I feel like sometimes it has a lot to do with you know, I feel like of course you have to have the disposable income, but a lot of people will feel like they actually have to give back because they've been enjoying the streamer, the personality, and all that so much that they feel like it's something they need to do. And if they have the disposable income to do it, they're just
Yeah.
like, yeah, I've spent so many hours here. I feel like I know you. I feel like I owe this to you because you've gotten me through hard times or something. So
Yeah.
yeah.
It's super hard to get used to though, especially as someone who
Oh, for sure.
is like whenever I'm like out and about or with friends, it's like or with family mostly, it's like I will pay for this, you don't pay for me, and like I usually hate like that kind of stuff. Like whenever
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just very strange. Like especially since like doing like the streaming and making stuff full time, it's like very much like strange.
Yeah. Well, the crazy thing for me is like whenever there's like a donation or something like that, it's always weird because I never really think I'm doing something to really deserve that.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm just like, well, I'm just kind of doing this because I enjoy it. Like I'm not really expecting. Like I don't really think I'm doing anything out of bounds or anything that like requires like a donation or anything. So whenever there's something like that pops up, I'm always just like, whoa, what did I do? Like.
Yeah. Like my initial
game,
reaction, my initial reaction is always for what purpose?
Yeah.
Like whenever I have like a bit goal or something, then it's like, oh, okay, this makes sense. You guys want to see whatever the bit goal is happen, but
Yeah, sure.
otherwise it's just like this came out of nowhere, and I guess okay, sure,
Sure, yeah. But
Thank you for your generosity.
yeah,
yep, Roz is fantastic. She's been known to do that though. That's not the first time Roz has dropped a gigantic bit donation, but that's pretty next level. So
more fidget spinners. Does this mean that Shy now has to get a gold fidget spinner
yes.
to match Blood's bit?
Means she has to get Roz tattooed on her forearm for everyone to
God.
see. $1,000 tattoo. Roz was just paying for the tattoo. She's like, "This isn't a donation. I'm just paying for the tattoo."
It's an expensive tattoo, man.
All the best tattoos are. Remember that, kids.
They are artists.
If you're gonna get a tattoo, do it right. Don't pay for some cheap tattoo, because then you're gonna get a cheap tattoo, and it's gonna be cheap forever.
Oh yeah,
And then
Pay
you're gonna need to spend more to either have it removed or covered up
Roz, you did tell me
by someone
You
who
did tell me
does
there was
know what the fuck they're doing.
a level beyond Super Saiyan, and I didn't understand what you meant, and now I do. So, but that's still very fantastic of you, Roz. And
Bros, how did you feel when Elvin gave you that many bits? Oh, I like didn't realize. Like that was like so early in like my even like ability to receive bits that I didn't understand how bits were calculated, and I was like, "Oh, holy crap, dude! That's like $100." And then everyone was like, "No, no, 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 no. That is significantly more than the amount you said."
Kravon Z, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime subscription. I had a similar moment like that. I think it was a 50,000 bit donation, and it was way early. And I was like, and I didn't understand. I was like, wow, $50, that's great. Thanks so much. And it was like,
You left out a zero.
you forgot something. Move that decimal place over just one smidgerooski and added zero. And I was like, wait, that's $500. And I kind of lost my shit a little bit. I couldn't
one
understand
cent is 1 bit. Yes.
Yeah, I couldn't understand why they had 500 bits. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Well, okay, thank you. I mean, because, like, and whenever a big bit thing like that drops, I'm never sure how to, because I feel like I owe them something because they donated so much, but I'm just like, I don't know what else to say besides thank you for the ridiculously big donation.
Yeah.
That is a very common feeling, and that's okay. But it is important to not fall into a trap, because like some streamers have ended up giving out like some personal information because they feel like they owe those like big donations something, and it ends up eating into their personal life. And they end up having to say, right, no, this needs to stop.
I wouldn't give out personal information for fucking anything. Like, you could throw $1 million donation. Well, $1 million.
I suppose.
Well.
Oh, $1 million, I might.
For $1 million, I can move.
For $1 million, I can pack up and get the fuck out of here.
I can do a lot of things with $1 million.
Yeah, $1 million is a little different, but if it's just like, even if it was just like a $1,000 donation, it's like, nah, I'm probably not gonna give out my personal info for that. No.
It's very generous, and it would certainly be appreciated. But you know, there are lines to be drawn.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think that those incidents may have been sort of during the somewhat early days of streaming, before some of these best practices started becoming more well known.
Oh yeah, for sure.
For $1 million, if you guys looked into real estate, I wouldn't buy a house though. I probably wouldn't buy like a legit house.
Oh, I would for sure.
Well, with $1 million, you could still get a nice house.
Oh, I don't even want like a nice house. I want like a normal house.
Oh, yeah,
$1 million will be more than enough to get a nice house that is in an area with a really, really good internet connection.
Yeah.
The
That's
bane
all
of my
you need.
existence right now is having only 5 upload.
Cinder says, last time I could afford a game, I gave it away. Just ask DK, he played it.
Oh, really? Last time you could afford a game was when you gifted me Doom? Why?
That's a really good gift, to be fair.
It is. It was absolutely a great gift, and I loved it.
The new Doom is pretty friggin' sweet.
Yeah, that
if you
game's
haven't
insanely
played the
good.
new Doom, please go and get the new Doom because it's
Addendum to that. It has been going on sale very frequently, so if it is not on sale right now, maybe give it like a week.
Yeah, it actually went on sale surprisingly early after release, like a month or two or something.
Like, strangely.
People were making a big deal of it, but I suppose in hindsight it's not that big of a deal, because after 1 month is where the bulk of the bulk of the release sales have already happened anyway. So after that, you're in the long tail.
yeah. It was like $15 in the last summer sale.
Jesus. But yeah, no, Doom 2016 is one of the very few recent releases that I have actually played, and it was very good.
Oh yeah. This year has been killing it though.
Has it? I haven't
has been
paid it. I haven't
killing it a
paid much
little bit,
attention.
Yeah, like it's been it feels like it's been non-stop. Like, it's like you have like Nier Automata, and it's man. I wouldn't. Hold on. Do I have like a good list here? Oh
Well, I
wait,
mean, there was
yeah.
Nier, Persona, wasn't Horizon Zero Dawn this year?
Horizon.
Tomb. Well, I think one of the new Tomb Raiders came out, not the first.
I think that was at the tail end of last year.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it might have been. But like, still, like, that's so close.
Yeah.
And then like Gravity Rush 2 was this year, Neo was this year.
Oh, that's right. Neo was this year, wasn't it?
Yeah, like, it's absurd. And like,
A lot of
and
really
like
good-
coming up, we have the potential for Destiny 2 to be a finished game this time, which could be pretty good.
Wrecked. Destiny 2, if it's actually what it's supposed to be, I might check out. But
Oh, yeah.
other than that, honestly, there aren't many games this year so far that I've been interested in.
The new Wolfenstein.
Oh, there's a new Wolf. I didn't realize there was a new Wolfenstein. That might change things.
Oh yeah.
Is it sort of set out after A New Order?
Yeah.
Or is it okay? So I'm assuming Blazkowicz did survive somehow.
Yeah, apparently. I'm not sure exactly how, but apparently.
Because for some reason he was able to survive a grenade going off right next to him that blew off Death's Head's torso.
Well, yeah, he survived. Well, it's more so like the nuclear armament survival thing that is more concerning to me.
He had no business surviving the grenade anyway, and it's kind of dumb that he wasn't. He just kind of stood there and let the grenade go off, because like he definitely should have been able to do something about that. But like the nuclear strike he ordered on Death's Head's compound after that was yeah, I thought that would definitely seal the nail in the coffin. But
a part of me really wants the explanation to be we put him back together though.
Damn it, I can't remember her name.
But it's just dumb enough.
She has that Dot Ishud's power armor suit, so she could actually jump up there and pull him out. Possibly. I assume it might have been something like that.
That thing is in all the trailers for the new Wolfenstein game, so I could see it.
I actually haven't played the new Wolfenstein.
How can I not remember her name? Oh, this is annoying me.
Yeah, I don't remember her name either. He was saved by a MacGuffin, clearly. Is the new God of War this year? Also, Detroit is going to be a train wreck that I'm going to love watching.
From the 70s. It's just dumb enough.
Yep, it is just dumb enough. I still need to get into the new Wolfenstein. I kept telling myself I was going to do it, but when it came out, I didn't have that much disposable income to spend on games, so I never really.
Wolfenstein and the New Order is so good. I think it is. It's
probably pretty
for an
cheap
old
now, too.
yeah, it is. And for like an old school style shooter, it has way more characterization and makes you care about the characters way more than it is.
Like to a
it's really
strange
crazy.
degree.
Yeah, and it's only
really crazy.
it's only $20 right now too.
Is it for real?
Definitely
it's
worth
only
it, I
$20.
think.
Yeah, that's definitely worth that.
If you liked Doom, you'll probably like Wolfenstein: The New Order.
They're quite similar.
The Old Blood is good, but it's not as good.
I mean, to be fair, in both games, you're basically killing the same thing. So, like, you know, like Nazis or demons, like there's not a lot of variance. You know.
Nazis are bad.
Well, you're shooting Nazis. That's all you really need, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's all I need. Anyone else excited for Anthem? I want to be excited for Anthem, but I just don't know.
I'm so glad. Finally, someone is on the same page as me. Do you also feel like that game's just not real?
Yeah, a part of me feels like it's not gonna be real, and it's just...
I know almost nothing about Anthem.
The other problem is it's EA, and it's the remnants of what was left for what little good came out of the Andromeda team, and it's like, oh god, that sounds like a recipe for just an absolute disaster of disappointment.
I haven't been paying attention to it, and that's probably for the best. It's probably more games industry.
While
nonsense.
the trailer looked really cool to me, and while I really
never trust the trailers. Never trust the trailers.
Really hope I'm wrong. I feel like I'm not gonna be.
Yep.
And I want it to be real. I want it to be as good as the trailer, but it's not.
I so much want it to be like actually, like even if it's like 80% of that trailer in terms of what that game actually like plays like, that'd be a really good game.
Oh yeah.
But like, just no.
There's no chance. There's no chance. It's EA. It's BioWare. It's the people from Andromeda. BioWare too. I think so. I think that's one of the reasons that Andromeda got kind of.
Well, Andromeda was like outsourced basically.
Yeah.
Jesus, was it?
So,
yeah, that's why it was complete and utter trash.
I never know. Wow.
They put the BioWare name on it though.
They sure did.
Because who fucking cares about brand image, right?
Oh yeah, no, just ruin that. Just ruin it completely.
Well, to be fair, they absolutely ruined it, but they made a boatload of cash. A lot of people bought
Because
into it.
people are fucking stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I will be honest, I was one of those stupid people. I was so into the Mass Effect trilogy, and I loved Mass Effect 3 and the multiplayer so much that I was just like I was almost star-studded, and I didn't want to believe that a Mass Effect game could be bad, even though the Mass Effect 3 ending should have been more than enough warning.
I
still
almost bought that
into it.
game for comedy purposes.
Mass
Like
Effect 3
just to look at it. Like I mean Andromeda.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Like
bad.
I was almost like, is it terrible enough to like roll back around to being like ironically good?
The answer was no, I guess.
Yeah, no.
It's just bad. It's just bad. I don't know how they thought that was done and how they thought that was a good idea.
Rabbids plus Mario looks like it's basically XCOM for kids. Yeah, I've seen a bunch of that. That thing looks like it actually turned out really well.
Apparently, it's pretty good.
Like, way better than I thought adding Rabbids to anything could go.
Like, at Ubisoft plus Nintendo
Yeah.
plus Rabbids. It's just something. It's just really surreal that it's apparently good.
Yeah. Especially with, like, they're, like, E3, like, announcing that game. It was like, you gave Mario a gun. What? How did we get here?
Oh, Wolframe. Tally is the best in Mass Effect. You're preaching to the choir, my friend.
Tally's really sweet.
I was a Tallymancer through and through. Although there were times where I got kind of tired of romancing Tally because I had so many fucking playthroughs of the Mass Effect trilogy. So sometimes I'd go after Jack, but it was mostly Tally. 'Cause yeah, I legitimately had 15 save files of trilogy playthroughs. I was that invested in that trilogy.
That sounds mildly painful.
There's a lot
Andromeda
to do.
became really painful. And then I didn't play through Mass Effect 3 that many times because it's a long game and the ending is the biggest disappointment I've ever seen in my fucking life.
Yeah.
So Mass Effect 1 and 2 though are amazing.
Mass Effect 1's fantastic.
Oh, Mass Effect 1 is great. And then the combat changes they make in Mass Effect 2 are just like, oh, thank you. I
didn't like the story as much in 2 though.
Yeah, the
2
story
doesn't really have a great story. It's
It's
more
like-
about building your team and getting to know your team more than it is any sort of overlapping story.
Yeah, I just like the structure of 1 where you're doing like these different missions that all end up connecting is like way better
Oh,
than
absolutely.
like Mass Effect 2 is like do one mission, but you gotta go get things.
Yeah. Like I think the common consensus is Mass Effect 1 best story, Mass Effect 2 best combat, Mass Effect 3 tried to jumble them together and didn't really work.
Mass Effect 3. I
It
mean, I guess
worked
this is
until
the end.
the ending. The ending ruined everything.
Oh, it really did. And it's honestly Mass Effect 3 is way too long.
I
It's
think
way too long.
Well,
I think
it suffered from like padding.
Oh yeah.
Would you like to fight more dudes in this room?
I didn't find it too bad regarding length, but well, maybe I'm not one to talk.
Also, Mass Effect 2 was the only Mass Effect game that was actually challenging to beat on Insanity.
Fair.
Because, I mean, with Mass Effect 1, you don't even unlock Insanity until you beat the game and you have a character that's, like, you know, max level.
Yeah.
In Mass Effect 2, you start off on Insanity, it's like, oh, by the way, you're starting off at level 5.
Good luck!
So enjoy these really, really difficult
Wow, the
enemies.
fire in the background, nice.
Yeah.
That's gonna be really nice once she gets it rolling. I mean, it already looks nice, and it's the contrast of the light yellow on the dark red is really, really nice. I really, really like it. So, yeah. Nice pastel set you got there.
I'm trying to think. There's like so much stuff that came out this year that I've like begun to forget it already, just because there's been so much of it.
Here, thank you for the Twitch Prime subscription. Everybody appreciates it, especially Shy.
Dead Cells came out. Have you guys had any time on that game?
I have not.
Sounds familiar. Sounds really familiar.
It's sort of like a Dark Souls, but more Binding of Isaac, and it's a 2D side scroller brawler kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
I saw screenshots of it, and I was like, damn, that looks sick as fuck.
I would liken
it
a bit more towards Rogue Legacy though than Binding of Isaac. They're
fairly
fairly similar.
Rogue Legacy.
Okay.
Rogue Legacy is a better comparison. They're both roguelite, but it is more like Rogue Legacy. A little bit.
That game's super
Really
fun.
cool though.
They've updated it like a bunch apparently.
It looks really dope.
What I know is based on Tier of Grace's playthroughs, and apparently there isn't really a proper ending, so when you get to the current end of the game, there's just this guy who says, yeah, there's nothing for you here, time to go, and he just fucking kills you.
Really?
Back to the start.
That's awesome.
Jesus.
That's both funny and also fucking dickish. I kind of like it.
That's really good.
Like, Tier's reaction was also like, hey, remember how I said I liked you guys earlier? Can I take that back?
Oh man, that's
So
outstanding.
You know, that fire she's adding is really bringing this whole thing together.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
that is an inferno. Wow.
Because at first I was like, you know, the buildings are coming together, but I was like, they're missing something.
Oh, they're definitely not coming together.
No,
they're coming apart.
I mean, in terms of...
Very good.
I mean, in
very
terms
good.
of her drawing it, but yes, they are obviously falling apart. But I was like, you know, they're there, but it's just like,
I mean,
I don't know.
His
But now
tomb
that she's
must be
adding
on.
Yeah, of course. But now that she's adding the fire, it really brings like all the destruction to it together.
Massive
ties everything
billowing
together.
smoke
Really
cloud in the background. I'm guessing.
Because I mean, like the buildings weren't super detailed, and it's like I was like, why isn't she making more detailing on them? Because I was like, the chroma is so detailed. Like you'd think she'd be adding more shading to the buildings or something like that. But if you're just gonna go over them with fire, they
That
don't need to
works.
be any more detailed than what they are.
Yeah, and like the ones that are up close are like way more detailed.
Oh yeah.
Smoke,
And-
smoke blotting out the sun.
And I was just like, why isn't she doing more with those buildings? And it's like, well, duh, 'cause she's gonna cover them with fucking fire.
Yeah.
And it makes all the sense in the world now. Like I don't have the artistic foresight that Shy does. So,
Well, nobody does, mostly because nobody's a mind reader. She knows what she's going to be doing. We don't.
Yeah.
I guess. But I mean, I don't know. I guess I should have been able to see it kind of coming, because like, why wouldn't she detail the building? Well, duh, because she's gonna probably make it, you know, crazy fire because it's a fucking kaiju, and what does a kaiju do? It fucking destroys everything. So.
Yeah, especially when it can just like spontaneously shoot fire in all directions out of its feet.
I know, crazy, right?
Yeah.
You would think
Seems
it would
like
have been more
it'd be pretty
obvious to me.
effective.
Yeah.
Elemental Ward got a massive range buff on this one.
Yeah, apparently. Although maybe it's just a scaling up thing.
Yeah, I mean, he is bigger than a building, so his elemental ward should basically be able to topple a city.
If it
Yeah,
wasn't scaled up, can you imagine?
Yeah, chalk kind of rubs off on your skin. It
Yeah.
happens.
It does. I mean, I'm sure Shy's used to that by now.
Oh, I forgot one of the I guess the biggest game that came out. PUBG. Have you guys been playing that?
Oh, Players Unknown Battlegrounds. No.
Yeah. No.
I never got into it. Like I've seen people play it, and it looks interesting in the sense that you have to be really tactical about everything you do. But I'm kind of one of those gamers that I'm not exactly what you call tactful. I'm not really tactical. I'm kind of one of those people that's just like, hey, that looks like a group of things that need to die. Let me go rush in there and kill them.
I'm kind
And
of the
That's
same.
that is an active strategy in PUBG.
Oh, is it? Because whenever I
Rush
played it, it
in
seemed
with
like
rush
that
in
was
with a shotgun.
it seemed like that would maybe get you killed more often than not, because it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna rush these people, and it's like
Yeah.
6 people shoot you, and it's like, well, that's not.
If you can
that's
get the
it-
drop
it-
on them
winner here.
with a shotgun, you can probably take them apart.
It's possible to win a lot of games by being incredibly aggressive, but your aim has to be really good.
I don't know if you've heard anything about my aim. Is not good. So I don't think that strategy would work really well for me.
I could possibly make that tactic work. It's kind of what I used to do in PlanetSide 2, but I don't really play many PvP games anymore. I just got too frustrated with them because PvP and competition just brings out the worst in me. And on top of how my issues with depression, I just didn't need that.
Yeah, it's a game. PUBG is draining to play. I will definitely say that.
Yeah.
Like those really long matches, it's like very tensiony, which I like.
Yeah. Gotta be honest, back to the picture. Like, now the front buildings, with the way the gray is, it legitimately looks like the buildings are melting in the fire.
I mean, that's what you get for building metal buildings.
Yeah, metal buildings for giant fire Chroma Kaiju. Yeah.
Confirmed, Chroma can melt steel beams.
Confirmed.
Oh, Jesus. I know it's a meme, but that's argument is so annoying. Just for the sake of clarification, no jet fuel can't melt steel beams, but it doesn't have to. It just needs to weaken them to compromise the structural integrity, and then it collapses.
I love how all of us immediately started, like, we knew exactly where that was going, and nobody needed any sort of priming or anything like that.
Warframe memes melting steel beams, pretty much.
Yes.
Yep. Oh damn! I thought she was maybe close to. I thought she was maybe gonna smudge the red a little bit so it blended in with the orange and the yellow. But it looks like she's gonna put in some highlights. Spin a fidget. Yeah, Shy. What are you doing? Those fidget spinners are not spinning nearly enough. What are you doing, Coral?
She's doing the smoke clouds to blot out the sun.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
that makes sense because she's got grays and blacks, and of course.
Smoke is very difficult to shade properly, so it'll be interesting to see how she handles this.
There's also not a lot of space for smoke.
That helps a little bit.
Yeah.
We shall see.
I mean, if the Inferno wasn't towering, it would kind of make it really hard to see Chroma.
Probably, yeah.
That's true. Nobody needs priming. That's unfortunate. I was looking forward to Shy Prime. Wait, what? That's an interesting thing to just drop in on.
With Middle Finger Prime and Banshee
Yeah.
Prime.
The second one is the edgiest, but it's very good. Yeah, her second fidget spinner is pretty edgy, but it doesn't spin very well. The red
Its
one.
bearings are not very good.
Unfortunate.
By the way, whatever happened with the Shy logo fidget spinner? The guy said he was just about done with it. He was just coloring it, and he was gonna either somehow figure out how to send it to Shy, or he was actually gonna start selling them. Which I promptly asked when I could pre-order one and get it shipped ASAP, but I never heard back.
Rosalind says Shy can pull it off. She's pulled it off tougher. Yeah, I suppose you're right.
My mind went to so many inappropriate places with she can pull it off.
Has Shy ever tried using a dark pen or thin Sharpie for outlines? I believe so, yes. She has also done a white outline on the previous glass frame image. So yeah, I'm sure she's done something similar.
Speaking of the glass frame, I'm really curious how that is going to end up working out.
Yeah.
Aesthetically, she looks sick, but
Well, power-wise, they don't really know how she's gonna
Yeah.
they're still
back to the
figuring it
drawing
out.
board on it.
They're still
So-
figuring it out too.
And also, like, the Acquiry, like, getting it in PoE is, like, does that mean that's going to be a Warframe you're going to be able to get, like, sooner than Rhino? Or what kind of
That too,
requirements
yeah.
are they going for?
That's interesting.
I'm not sure.
Would they require you to have the Arcwing to access the planes?
Oh,
Because it's-
certainly not.
It's a good way to get around fast, but it certainly isn't required.
Yeah, certainly not. They might be required, like, to defeat Eidolons, but I think that they are aware that that is not going to be a thing that players that just get there are going to be doing.
Oh, you guys were talking about Prince of Persia, not the fidget spinners. I guess the second Prince of Persia game was super duper edgy. I never played him.
It would be really interesting to have a second Warframe that is, like, really early like Rhino, though, to, like, potentially compete with him.
Only Storm, that's really unfortunate. Although, if you're at the point where you are buying the coordinates for Platinum, you should really probably just buy Mesa instead.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I just hope that if we use consumables to call our Arcwing, that they're cheap.
Oh, yeah, because otherwise it's going to be so annoying.
Didn't they say it might not? No, I think they did say it was going to be a consumable.
Yeah, it's a drop beacon and it's a limited time thing.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if they said that was just a placeholder deal or...
I think Rev confirmed that is a placeholder and is not set in stone and can change.
Yeah, I could have sworn they said something about it being a placeholder, and that might not be the final way you handle it.
Yeah, it was just the initial implementation.
Yeah.
I assume they are going to have limited fuel for the Arcwing.
Oh, sure. I think they said there's going to be some limitation.
To make it so people can't just be like, I'm the Amisha.
Right. And I think she might have said it when she was on Shy's stream last time, but I think she said something along the lines of, like, they don't want the grand scale of PoE to be wasted on, oh, look, I can just fly right through it and in Arcwing the whole time.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's gonna be some limitation on it, but I don't know if it's gonna be a beacon or if it's gonna be like a gas thing or a fuel thing for Arcwing. So.
Yeah, I imagine they might have like areas that are considered like small safe zones where you could call it down. That might work out well to give it more of like a fast travel feel.
Mm-hmm. That'd be good.
I do think they are maintaining something close to the speed it has in the open space tiles, unlike Sharkwing. So you are going at like close to Mach 1 or something.
Oh, Sharkwing, oh god.
So slow.
I just don't understand how, like, who thought Sharkwing was going to be a good idea.
Well, like, Sharkwing conceptually isn't bad, but it's just done, like, it's implemented very poorly.
Oh, it really is.
Very cramped spaces, very slow,
it's just
very little enemy variety.
Yeah, it's like you have an ocean. You have an ocean to work with. Why am I in caves?
Well, the thing that kind of bothered me the most about Sharkwing is, like, Arcwing still isn't perfect. Arcwing still needs a lot of changes. Why are you adding more Arcwing types when regular Arcwing is still busted? Like, why are we going underwater when regular Arcwing in space is still busted? Like,
I would like
regular Arcwing first, and then when Arcwing is good and set, then we can expand into taking it underwater. Then we can work on new Arcwing mode. But let's get that first mode right first before we try and put this shit in underwater caves.
Yeah, because Arcwing is actively hurting that otherwise amazing tile set.
It really is. Because
I would really like it if
those underwater tiles
did a better inter-mode integration into other missions that aren't fucking slow like Sharkwing.
Yeah.
Like if you had the option to like fly around on the outside of a Corpus ship with the Arcwing, example.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Also, that smoke detail is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
God damn, that is really, really nice, Shy. Holy shit.
Tenogen idle animations? I feel like that is an intense amount of testing on DE's part to make sure that doesn't break for like every new Warframe and stuff.
Yeah, I think that'd be a little much.
Yeah, that's more about like the future proof of it is not really very good.
I think it should be fine because they use the same sort of general base skeleton, and I assume the animations are stored as jointed deflections as opposed to the distances between each of the joints through bones. So that shouldn't actually be that difficult, but it remains to be seen.
Yeah.
Because we can use any existing animation with any other Warframe, for example.
Yeah, although I wonder if they wouldn't want to do it because it kind of limits the design space DE has for their own animations.
Possibly.
Yeah. You know what would be really cool, though?
I like the dust clouds in the foreground now.
I think, like, all that is great, and one of the fantastic things is it makes, like, Chroma pop so much with all that now.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Chroma looks so bright and so vibrant and so fucking legit. It's just, like, before all those additions were out, I was like, yeah, Chroma looks great, but now it's like, damn, Chroma is, like, popping out the fucking page right now.
Yeah, that city's gonzos.
Yeah. It's fucking nuts. Shine never ceases to amaze me with this shit.
I just thought of a really dumb thing, but what if you just had a Mothra, like a tiny Mothra in the smoke in the background, just crashing and burning?
That's good.
Poor
Just 'cause-
Mothra.
Just because there's that upper
No,
left spot.
It's not Mothra, it's Titania.
Oh god. Oh, that's really good. A Mothra Titania.
Raz is an amazing artist. I know Raz. I know. And she's getting better every week.
Or
Which-
Zephyr. Because she
somehow.
can't fly anymore.
Oh, poor Zephyr. She needs a rework so bad. Poor Zephy.
Just because I'm just imagining how absolutely horrid the situation would be for Mothra.
Oh god, this would be the worst thing for
This would be real bad news.
Fire everywhere.
Poor Mothra saved us from destruction. And then At least I think that's how it went in Godzilla.
Oh,
right?
Omega makes a very good point. What happens when they add new weapon types, though, for the idle animations? That would totally break everything down
Ooh.
about that.
Yeah.
Oh, I just
Yeah,
remembered the other thing I was going to say, though. If they had Tenogen effects, that might be really awesome, like on a per Warframe basis. Like, you know how you have the Tenogen skins and you have, say, the Majesty skin on Ember that has, like, the
Right.
burning hands and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Having, like, an auxiliary effect be Tenogen for Warframes that can go on any skin might be really awesome. Like crackling lightning for, like, Volt and stuff.
That would be pretty cool, actually. Yeah. I wonder how far they can take Tenogen. Like, I wonder if they're ever going to expand it past just, like, Warframe skins and weapon skins and branch it out into territory like, you know, people are asking for Tenogen armor sets.
I think they, I feel like there's not a huge reason why they wouldn't, because like they're doing Syndanas already. So if there is,
I mean,
the
if
eventual
you do
want.
Yandana, why can't you do like we said, just armor attachments for every frame or something like that?
Yeah,
So,
man, there's some insane armor that would get made.
oh god, yeah, there would be some really nuts no armor.
They
Oh,
probably
God.
can, but they might not want to undermine their own art team or something.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, I guess so. I was gonna say the same could be said for the skins. Those are
it is a bit unfair though, because like outside artists, like Favin, for example, can just be like, I'm going to work on this for the next like 5 weeks to make it absolutely the most perfect thing. And
I know
like
exactly where you're good, but yeah,
a company artist probably does not have the luxury of like spending that much time on a project.
nope. There's no way an artist at D has the luxury to just be like, oh yeah, for the next couple months or whatever, I'm just gonna work on this one skin.
Yeah, definitely not a thing.
Yeah.
Which
So
is not a
it's-
bad thing, because that's just like the reality of development.
Oh, sure. But yeah, Tenogen artists actually get a lot more time than DE's in-house artists do get to work on the skins and all that stuff. So yeah, and I've definitely heard people mention that. It's just like, you know, you can't really say, oh yeah, the Tenogen guys are so much better than DE, because it's like, well, DE doesn't have the time.
Yeah.
Oh man, those edge highlights are making things so much better.
Oh yeah, the white highlights are super nice on the arms and such.
Yep. Is that Bros? Yep. That is Brozime.
Yeah, what up?
Bros meme. Hello.
Anyone's thoughts on the Necros Deluxe?
I feel like I need to see that thing animated,
Agreed.
because it's got all the wispiness to it, but like it like static, it looks very strange and like not much like Necros.
I'm glad somebody else said it, because when they first showed it on the dev stream, I was like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah.
I couldn't immediately tell that it was Necros, and they were like, oh yeah, it's a Necros Deluxe, and I was like, oh, okay, I can see that now, because it's a nice looking skin. I was just like, is that who are you?
Yeah.
So yeah, once
Yeah,
we
whatever.
see it like animated in game, I think then we can, or I can judge on if I like it or not.
Yeah, Lord Cat Bot has had its links deleted this entire stream. So something's going wrong, I think. Thank you, Twitch.
Wait,
Mine-
are
mine
those
links
being...
for-
Mine are fine.
Yeah, mine are fine too.
Mine or not? What?
are sure.
Do you have your options in BCTV weird? Maybe.
I don't. I might not even have Better Twitch TV installed. I'm not sure.
Maybe my BTTV is preventing it then?
Yeah, maybe, because I have BTTV too, so maybe it's just preventing it.
Weird.
I kind of decided against installing it this time because Rosalind has mentioned that it is not actually open source, so that presents some potential problems for abuse. Not necessarily by the Better Twitch TV guys, but someone else.
Can I get DK groaning as a ringtone? Sure, just watch the VOD and record it, I guess.
Oh yeah, the Hydrated Prime trailer. I forgot all about that being a thing that happens.
Yeah.
Oh, did they release one?
They
no,
did not.
Did they
they're
not?
working on it. Well, it's just
Okay.
I believe what they said is, well, with Plains of Eidolon so close
Yeah.
on the horizon, they just don't have the time or resources to get it done right now. They'll do it in the future.
Yeah,
The
like
art-
the entirety of the animation team is absolutely all hands on deck for Plains of Eidolon, like
Oh,
without
absolutely.
without
That's
question.
That's what I was about to say. The artists
I'm
and
sure-
animation
I'm sure
and
most
animators are
of
probably
the-
all working on the actual
Yeah.
plan.
Yeah. That is gonna be such a game changer, too.
I'm really curious when they're going to be able to
we'll see
release
about
PoE.
that.
Yeah.
They intend to release PoE sometime this year.
I think they're aiming for mid-September, is what they said.
Which means October.
which means October.
Delayed.
Yeah. Although interestingly, if they do it in October, that would coincide like pretty nearly with the PC release of Destiny 2.
I think they want to get it out a little bit earlier than that.
Mm,
Yeah, I would think
Maybe.
they'd want to get it out at some point before Destiny 2.
oh, for sure that.
They
Definitely
obviously don't want
before
the
October
same-
24th.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they obviously don't want the same release date as Destiny 2, but before Destiny 2 would probably be good.
Can you
Since
imagine
everybody
if
seems
it's
to
like...
think it's a Destiny 2 killer.
Well, I mean, it's definitely... It's not like a killer of Destiny 2, but like the way it went last time with Destiny was people played Destiny and went, oh man, this game has like no content. And then everyone went, all right, well, what else is happening? And people were like, well, this is like Destiny, except for it has content. And everyone was like, well, let's play that.
Yeah,
So I imagine the same situation will happen again.
that is the perfect way to describe Destiny 1. Well, this game has no content! It really didn't.
So is Destiny 2 good or bad?
It's
We
not
don't
out
know
yet.
yet.
It's not out yet. It's in beta, and there are people who have played the beta.
Yeah, I played the beta.
The
I had-
beta's
I had a
tough
good
way
time.
to indicate it, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
because, I mean, with Destiny 1, the PvP was great. Well, I don't want to say great.
It was fine.
Yeah. Some of the weapons sometimes got a little wonky, and everybody would be using the same fucking gun. But the gunplay was never the problem with Destiny.
Yeah, it was that there was nothing to do.
Yeah, exactly.
And all the
And-
enemies were basically the same.
Yeah.
All the bosses
Like,
were
well, the
basically
bosses,
just
at
bullet
least.
sponge versions of everything you've been fighting. And it's
Yeah.
Even
Like
the
a-
last boss, it was just like 3 things that you've been fighting the whole time that just had more health with them. So, fuck.
Yeah, I enjoyed what I played of the beta on PC, but knowing that I have played 1/5 of the available strikes on release is
Ooh.
maybe not
Oh.
a
Oh.
good number to know.
Oh boy, that's
Yeah.
like Do you remember the Destiny 1 beta?
I do not. I did not play it.
It was basically I think you got to play everything on Earth, on the Russia thing. And at the time, I was like, "Wow, this game's gonna be so expansive." And then someone was like, "Oh yeah, didn't you know that beta was 25% of Destiny 1?"
Yeah.
And it was like, "Oh my god, that was one plan. Oh no,
Mhm.
oh no."
But yeah.
And so yeah, but for me, like I played the Destiny 2 beta on PS4,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, what I played was good, but I played, you got so little of the story, and of
Mm.
course the PvP is going to be good. It's Bungie, of course the PvP and gunplay are going to be good. So I'm still kind of on the fence about it. I'm still kind of, I'm still gonna wait like a month or two before I'm just like, okay, I'll commit to Destiny 2 now.
Also, to answer Bane's question, there are technically 6 strikes, but only if you play on PS4.
Oh,
which
okay.
is going to be like which is going to be like the objectively worse version of the game because like PC.
PC, I mean.
Yeah. Oh, just like the improvement because I played the PS4 beta and I played the PC beta like to compare, and I had a terrible time on console because like a bunch of like the same problems are present that I have with that. And then on PC, it's like the menu navigation is instantaneous. The gunplay feels way better. Like it's just the list goes on.
Yeah.
Wow, so they actually paid attention to the PC version. Cool.
Oh yeah, that's actually, it seems like if it's like the beta, really good port, which is a good sign. But it's just like, does this game have content?
Yep, because that was the biggest issue with Destiny 1. The other thing I hated about Destiny 1 was that goddamn speaker. And when you go up to him after like the first mission, and he's like, "I could tell you about the lore of this game.
I never will.
Oh yes.
I could tell you why you're fighting. I could tell you what's going on.
There have been many tales lately. Those.
But I won't.
The children are frightened anyway.
Gotcha, bitch.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that was in damn it, Angry Joe's review. I could tell you, but I won't. It was so terrible.
Come on. And then to have the
nobody explained fucking anything.
And then to have the scrote to make the encyclopedia of lore not in the game and on a separate site that you have to exit the game to go read and learn about.
That's
I could punch you in the face.
Like it literally would have been better just to do it like just do the Dark Souls thing, just like spread all that bullshit to random weapons in the game, and that would have been more acceptable because at least it's in the game.
The item
oh, absolutely.
Like, that's totally fine. That would be totally fine.
Or even if they did a little bit of that and the Warframe thing, where you just, or the old Warframe thing, honestly, because now they're actually doing story missions that kind of make sense, and you just make a codex.
Yeah.
And after you kill a boss, it's like, hey, check his codex, because, hey, look at all the story. He was in the Battle of blah, 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 which is relevant because blue, blah, blah, or whatever, but don't make a separate codex that's off-site.
Yeah.
At least put that
like,
shit in
no one
the
wants
game.
to do that shit.
Yeah, that is fundamentally a terrible design decision, because you are actively removing yourself from the game to learn about the game, and that's not what you should do.
Yeah, like the one exception to that kind of thing.
We're building 101, guys. Come on.
Yeah, the one exception to that kind of thing is where you have a complete story in your game, and then also, like they did with Halo, also there are books. This is extra. If you want to know other things, there's also that. It's not important to this, but there are also books if you need more of this.
Yeah. But no. So, hopefully they've learned a little something from Destiny 1, and do that again.
I mean, if they've learned the most important lesson, which is make things to do, then that's
make things to do.
Yeah, like I'm gonna be pretty good on that if they get that down.
Yeah.
Also, that helicopter is in a really bad position right there.
Oh yeah.
I feel like all those little flying vehicles are in very bad positions.
I mean, specifically the helicopter though, because Chroma's gonna like scratch his leg and that helicopter's gone. So
yeah. I mean, Chroma's gonna sneeze and all of them are gonna get blown away. So, damn, that turned out really well because it looks like she's just about done. Damn, that Chroma's popping so much. That looks really dope.
Seriously. I really like all the detail on the metallic bits on his belly and stuff.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
That city is in a bad position. You don't say.
I mean, they could have just pushed it somewhere else.
that shitty what? That city should have gotten up and moved, man.
I mean, it's a shitty now.
Pretty much.
You guys are making this far too easy.
As soon as he said that shitty is in a bad place, I was like, I need to go shitty walk. I need to get shitty walk.
Shitty shooty.
You break my shitty wall, you damn Mongolians. Welcome to Shitty Walk, yep. We need to summon Lardcat to appear on Shy Stream. We need to send her Lardcat emails.
Oh god. Yeah, Lardcat just needs to show up and just tip over that mug and be like, oh, and there it goes.
Oh, there it goes. Hope you enjoyed the drawing, everyone.
That'd be That'd be infinity infuriating.
Oh
my
boy.
god. For everybody too, not just for Shy, because like everybody really loves how this drawing is turning out.
Yeah.
So if that mug spilled and ruined everything, I think everybody would just have a fit of rage.
Brozime pulling out the rep level jokes.
Oh yeah. Oh, just because I'm curious, Shy, do you like sell prints of the stuff you do? Because they're
She
like
does.
the exact. She does. Okay.
Mhm.
They're like the perfect size for that exact thing.
And she does on Redbubble or Redbubble or something like that.
Red bubble,
Redbubble, whatever.
I think.
Yeah, real good. Yeah, I think she is about to.
Toriat QC, I still need to farm for the Hema. Good fucking luck.
Oh yeah.
That Hema farm, man.
I'll see you
It's
whenever
so
PoE's out.
fucking terrible, and it used to be even worse.
Oh yeah, it used to be.
Hey,
like,
it's a dick butt.
Maybe. Oh, there it
maybe.
is.
Is it a minion?
It might be. It might be somehow
Nope, nope.
related. I was gonna say usually
Wait,
she draws a dick butt that's somehow related to the special guest.
Is it a minion dick butt?
It might be,
The eyes like make me feel like it's a minion somehow.
probably, or it might just be your standard dick butt. Who knows? She's just not gonna let us know. She's just gonna leave it there and be like, "You figure it out."
A Dickion?
She's doing a cutie mark of some kind. I don't know. Oh, it's a
Oh,
Brozime.
God.
Your logo.
It's,
It is
it's a
Brozime,
Brozime.
but- It's bro butts.
Oh, God.
I knew it.
Yes.
I called it. I
a
told you
dick-
every time she does a dick butt for whoever the guest is.
Oh man.
I told
This is-
you.
This is the reason it needed such an enormous ass.
Oh no! No. Look, on the bright side, if you scroll down, at least she didn't draw you as Shrek,
Mm-hmm.
right?
And
At least-
I have no idea what's meant to be going on with my one. It's like a goat with a goatee, with a Wek medallion, and like I guess me very perturbed on its back, and
You're-
the goat
you're
has
all
a
the
crown
memes, bro.
and shape. I
Oh,
don't
God.
understand what's going on.
It's bro butt. Or is it like Dick Zeme, or I don't know. Now this is pod racing. What?
Oh God.
Ah,
I guess I missed that meme. I mean, I know pod racing from Star Wars, but I guess I missed when it became like a meme.
Oh yeah. The now this is pod racing thing is real good.
Okay.
yeah. Anakin says,
don't
"Now
pay
this
attention to
is
me."
pod racing," and people substitute for all sorts of things like, "Now this is shit posting."
Yeah.
Now this is meme lording.
I was gonna say, but that was so long ago. Why is it just now becoming a meme?
It's
Or
not
has
just
it been
now.
a meme for a while? Okay. Apparently, I don't pay enough attention to memes. Because I don't know all the memes ors.
You're not missing much. Memes are usually fucking stupid. Except,
Hey.
except for Shy's memes.
What about
they're
ironic
act-
memes?
No.
But I think she's done. She usually writes down like, "I'm done, we're leaving" or something. So I usually wait for her to say that before we officially call the stream. So
Indeed.
someone should make a Shy glyph fidget spinner. Someone has. I don't know if they're gonna sell it or if they're gonna send it to Shy or.
I
anything
don't
like
think they
that,
can
but-
send it to Shy unless Shy gets a 3D printer because there is no way in hell she's giving out her personal information.
She could set up a
Fair
PO
enough.
box.
That's
That's,
true.
that's
She could.
expensive, isn't it?
Well, PO boxes can be. Well, actually, I don't know how it is in the EU actually. So I guess it
That's true.
depends. It's fairly cheap to set up like a short-term PO box in the
Well,
US.
Shy does live in the US.
Wait, what?
Wait, she does?
She does?
pretty
She doesn't
sure
live
she
in the
does.
U.S. She lives in the. She doesn't live here. I can tell you that for sure. She don't live in the states.
Did
Now
I
with
thought
the
you were
time
EU.
difference we got, she's got to
Mid-
be somewhere overseas, because there is a significant time difference.
I have no idea then. I could
well.
I could be stupid. But she might live on one of the extreme coasts because the United States does span like 4 or 5 time zones, remember?
Sure,
That's true.
but I'm on the West Coast, and on the entire other coast, it's like a 3-hour difference. So
I
we
don't-
have more than the 3-hour difference between us. But anyway.
So maybe she is in the... I don't know.
Anyway,
It
we
will
are...
forever be a mystery.
It's Lard
We're
Cat.
done.
Hey, Lard Cat is back for the ending, but
No, nobody will know where she's from for sure.
we are
except for her.
finished. Shy has finished her Kaiju Chroma drawing.
Indeed.
So thank you everybody who decided to come out and hang out. Thank you for all the people that subscribed and left bits, especially you, Roz, because that is one hell of a bit donation. And thank you to special guest Brozime, and of course regular guest host Blaze. Blaze, if you want to do one last sellout, where can I find you?
You can find me in various places at MGL Blaze. So YouTube, I guess I have a Twitch account that I never use. I also have Twitter, I have Tumblr that I occasionally use, and some other things. And I'm just going to really admire that drawing now.
That's
So
a good
thank
one.
you, DK.
And of course, special guest Brozime, where can they find you? Do one more
I
sellout.
am
Sell it out
Brozime on
hard.
pretty much everything.
On
So
everything.
if you type Brozime into Google, the chances that you do not get me in some way, shape, or form are relatively low. So
Nice.
just
I would-
throw that into there.
I would do a sellout prime at the end, but I'm about to be cut off prime. So if I don't get cut off, thank you everybody.